Good evening, service crew. Fighting pilot extraordinaire Ace Windfall. Ready for takeoff. Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Arknights Tuesday once again. Currently a dead week right now. Sort of, kind of. New stuff on, what, Thursday or something, right? The new event gonna drop. Nope. Actually, I should delete that. Delete. Go to the mail. When does this drop? On the 13th. What's today? The 10th. That doesn't seem right. The 11th. I need to fix my watch. Let's see if I remember which way I'm supposed to turn the watch. Got it. Okay. Whew. It's got the little knob on it that you're supposed to turn. And one way turns the number of the day from like 10 to 11, and the other one would turn like the Tuesday, and it would like turn it into like Spanish Tuesday. Which I don't know what that is off the top of my head. And I always end up switching it to Spanish Tuesday on accident. I have to like go all the way around the entire 14 days of the calendar, 7 in English and 7 in Spanish to get back to where it was. But we got it. It's the 11th. That means on Thursday, yeah. But that's okay, that's far in the future. Also, from my knowledge, this is something that I don't know anything about because I haven't done Chapter 9, because today we're doing Chapter 8. So we got to do that before we can do that. So I don't need to worry about it. Instead, what we're going to do, go through the base, get our just, you know, the normal, everyday, collectibles. Because I haven't logged in yet today. Collectibles, trust farm. Only get half our trust this way. Whoops, sorry. Do that. Grab this. Thank you, all you people. Thank you, Raizune and Mudkip. Thank you, me, most importantly. And thank you, Lahai's. Cool. And then swap out. Who's tired? You three get to swap out for the Lupos and Exia. Pendants gets to swap out for... I could do Mountain. Mulberry. I think Mulberry, because I think Mulberry needs trust as well. Is that it? Okay, and then we need to swap 4, right? Perfect. Look at that. What's up, Wisteria? All of Chapter 7 and a good chunk of Chapter 8 over CC 11. Was it because, like... Because I guess, yeah, there's not a lot of... You can't really, like, grind this CC. Like, you just do it once to twice that day, right? And then you just take the rest of that time and just do the catching up in the main story then? Was that your idea? Or you can't stop me from farming mats? I was gonna say, yeah, was it because it was... You couldn't really farm for mats as well, because effectively after you just do it the 2 times, you're like good on the CC, so instead you decide to go for the story and then farm mats on the off time there? I'm surprised you caught up then. Or are catching up. Depending on how good of a chunk of Chapter 8 you've done. Good. Grab that. What do I need today? Gold. Money. Yeah, I burnt... When did I post that? When was that? Was that last weekend? When was this? How long has it been? Hold on, wait a minute. Is this the first Arknight stream that I've done since the incident? Hold on, let me look at something real quick. When did this happen? July 6th? That was Thursday. Okay. So people might not know about this. If you look closely here, I only have 11 permits. I'm a known permit hoarder. Another thing you might notice is these numbers are kind of well, actually, I guess those ones aren't that low. But that number is low. And also this thing's empty. So for those of you that don't know, over on Thursday last week, apparently, I went, because I was at what, like 100 and, you need 120 for this. I think I was at like 109. And I was like, well, that's not that far away. And so I just recruited as much as I could. I got a handful of gold certs from that. I went in the store, I bought this 4-star recruitment voucher specifically just to get a gold cert. And that got me to 119 gold certs. With my 119 gold certs and my like 2 normal pulls and a little bit of this, I went to the headhunting, pretend this is Scotty and this is Evanholes, right? I headhunted one with... The font here doesn't seem right. The font here seems bigger than it normally is. Unrelated. I went and did a single one pull with the red juice because I was like, it's not going to be hard to get a 4-star on the banner, right? I didn't get a 4-star. I got a 6-star. You know what 6-star I got? I got my 7th pot for Scotty. I got a 7th dupe of Scotty during this, which obviously gave me enough to do the 20 pull. I did the 20 pull, and I don't even know who I got in the 20 pull. So Scotty, I got off just the random 1 pull, and I got one other 6-star. Who was it? It was, where is she? Blaze. So that was what happened between last stream and this one. I got another Scotty, and I got Blaze. And I still don't have Evanholes, so I'm in a lot of pain, but it only hurts a little bit. Scale of 1 to 10 pain scale, I'm at 1 to 2. It only hurts a little bit, but it's all emotional. At least I have some delicious warm tea to soothe my pain. Build up to 100 permits while only using them to see if you see a 4-star, then using them as often as possible until you're down to 0 repeat. Wait a minute. Only using them if you see a 4-star. What does that mean if you see a 4-star? So basically it's just... the tag combo. Wait, do you not actually just do the random ones every day then? Like this? Oh shoot, wait. Technically I'm supposed to... I forgot my own... That's a secret. We don't do this. I was gonna say, I forgot my own rule of... We'll leave this one empty. We'll later down the line... I forgot how I run my streams when we do Arknights. We don't do recruits until the halfway point. That's to get the kids back. Only if you're on the way back down. 4-star tag ammo. Oh yeah, like the support or the fast redeploy there, yeah. Just refreshing daily. Damn, real? You're missing out on cause don't you normally get, if you only do 3 recruits a day, I thought that was like self-sufficient. Oh, but I guess if you have 100 recruits, and if you're just building up and then going back down, building up and going back down, I guess, yeah, that's not bad. It's like doing the same thing that I'm doing, just spread out a little bit more, and also maybe more efficient. But then you have to get your 3 other daily bonuses from something else. You'd have to like farm the game or something crazy like that. What's up, Nukiashi? Morning, afternoon, night. Insert time of day here. What are we doing? We're doing story. That's right. Not this story. Main theme, chapter 8. What happened? In chapter 7, Chin ran off. We ran off. Because an entire city is going to crash into Lungmen. Chin's going to stop the city, and more importantly, stop Tallulah. We're going to stop Tallulah, and more importantly, stop the city. Along the way, we fought Patriot, who didn't do anything except at the very end, where he had a really tragic and cool story, and then he just died because Amiya is secret badass. Not so secret anymore. And then now, Chin is actually in the story, and Tallulah is monologuing at her, which, if The Incredibles taught me anything, not a good idea, but Chin's letting it happen. And as such, we get to play as Tallulah during her time building up Reunion, which is kind of cool. And at the same time, the Rhodes Island squad is trying to get to Chin/Tallulah at, I'm gonna assume, like the core of the city. Vaguely along those lines. But with that, because I was gonna say, I don't think anything specific, like this is just Tallulah forming Reunion. She was in a small Ursus village after she got exiled. She looks really cool in like her military regalia. The bad guys came. She destroyed the city / they destroyed the city / something, and she's building up Reunion. Meanwhile, back in the present day, Rhodes Island encountered the like remnants of the Mephisto squad, something vaguely along those lines. So, cold, only perceived. The lowest recorded temperatures of the northwestern tundras are sometimes not as bone-chillingly as the words of certain individuals. We got Tallulah the Fighter. Life points will be reducted by 1 when killed by an enemy, so keep her alive. Make her get from our objective to the red. Sure. Frost Nova's Originium Ice Crystal. Why does it say Frost Nova's? Periodically release a frigid wave that will inflict cold on affected enemies. This is very weird that it would specify that. Oh! Oh, because it's on affected enemy units. Oh, cool. It's the friendly version. Oh, that's neat. Wait. Are we going to get the... Is Frost Nova showing up? Do we get to be friends with Frost Nova? That'd be sick. I'm happy with... Oh, yo, let's find out. Let's find out. Because we got to go... Tallulah's going to go up to the north, right? She's got to, like, collect the, like, Patriot and Frost Nova. She wants them to join her team because she's making the Avengers. And, like, along that time, that's probably where we get to fight the drone, because the big drone is a boss in this at some point, which, as I know from IS3, Texas just obliterates it. It's really kind of funny. I digress. What's up, Harmonica? Just in time. Weche. No one would offer the infected any help. We're no volunteer army. We had nothing like the brave walk from the age of Mikhail the Huge Years. We had no city of our own, and we hardly even had fields to hill up. The originium grows on our skin, and the scant few weapons we hold are stark. The snow in our mouths melts into our water. Our stomachs are filled with grass, seed, and bark. And so they sang. I learned a good few of those in short order. We're just some infected with nowhere to go. I became more and more sure. Coming to the northern tundra first was the right choice. Nothing but people with nowhere to return and nowhere to go, wherever you went. The infected in the cities singled out by the common folk. The races of each country looking on one another with suspicion on their differences. Only out on the tundra do people become a little simpler. I wanted to go back south, but this time I probably wouldn't be going alone. Infected dying of frostbite and hunger on the tundra is not the same as infected dying of their illnesses on their own land. The infected should pioneer their own city. If Ursus doesn't allow it, then Ursus should be changed. Exile, abdication, leaving the country. In the end, you were still a homeless vagabond. Whenever you told of a place that admit the infected, you were telling a fairy tale. If the infected wanted to regain their dignity, they needed strength, unity, and a change in the status quo. If we could gain the backing of the infected guerrillas, then maybe this quest of ours would have some chance of success. It was important for the infected to regain their confidence. It was crucial for us to have any sense of meaning in our lives. All the radio wire shit I was doing in my car is done. Tested the steering wheel, cruise control buttons, and they work. Oh, good. The backup camera is wired and ready and only needs a mounting point, and the replacement rear brake parts are showing up Thursday. Oh, yeah. I was going to say, are the replacement rear brake parts the... Because didn't you break the axle? I want to say it's the axle, but it's not actually the axle. I just don't remember the actual term for it. Is that the part that's getting replaced? Steering rod. Yeah, that's what it was. Because I thought it meant steering wheel, but steering rod is under the car, not inside the car. Is that one getting replaced? Got a new part for that from Amazon days ago. Nice, good. I'm glad that's getting all worked out then. And when you say all the radio wire shit, does that include your Eurobeat button? Or is that currently still in the planning phases of not happening? Because all I'm saying is, it's a pretty good idea. No doubt about it. It's here. Those patrolmen set up new sentries around the abandoned city. Those black-swaddled, black-shelled vermin, chewing away at the crops, leaving not even a scrap for us. This city's been derelict for over 10 years now. Its core facilities were towed away. and none of its inhabitants stayed behind. The buildings and city plates left might someday be pulled apart and picked clean too. Which noble's turf was this originally? Baron Neva, knifed to death in a riot. Every possible heir of his within 100 kilometers had already been uprooted. Who did it? Sounds vicious. Royalists. The First Army had plenty of them. I don't get it. Tallulah, you said a few days ago, right? The Great Rebellion was carried out by the current emperor and the old military noblemen? So, why would the army help the emperor kill nobles? The principal force driving the Great Rebellion was the age before it. Those Ursus military nobles who stood to gain everything from Ursus's epoch of relentless outward expansion. After the new emperor ascended, it was natural they'd spit out every city, all the resources, and the entire population they'd swallowed up. At the time, most of Ursus's army was under the direct control of the military nobles, but the royalists were no slow thinkers. One fewer noble meant one less share of the spoils. Then, once they'd disposed of those nobles, the silver made its way back to their pockets. The risk was high, but they had the capital to make that foray. And that's why, during the Great Rebellion, past the cities all saving their own hides, the royalists probably inflicted the biggest losses on the families with a hand in the rebellions. So they say. If it was the actual rebel armies who held the advantage in the Great Rebellion, then the royalist would have been hanged, and the emperor under house arrest, placed under house arrest. Consent forced by the prerogative of all those goddamn putrefying nobles littering the military. Hey, they actually used the right word this time. All the lordly dukes and their armies would have split up into countless smaller regimes, at least internally. They were sure things would go that way. And don't forget, back in reality, all those young officers on the rise after the Great Rebellion played out weren't siding with the new emperor. They were probably just siding with the money. I see. At the end of it all, it was still fought for money. Correct. You have answers for everything, don't you, Tallulah? The one who taught me all this was so arrogant. He didn't even care how much I took in. I'd probably rattle that crap off without even thinking about it. That's enough. God knows you're plenty smart. Why come here then? You already said any place a person could live is long gone. How'd you figure anything out of all these nonsense ramblings these past few days? How'd you figure the patrol unit would be here? All the villages in the area were planning to move. If a catastrophe's not coming, then that only leaves one reason. It's the rotten patrolmen coming to stay. If it were some army passing through, the villages wouldn't dare think of moving. It should be because the harvest season's just ended. The patrol unit will carry out their routine inspections now, making sure the tax collectors haven't gone into the villages yet. The nearest city still operating is Strasbourg. It's mainly light industry. It's only stopped over here to procure resources at most. Most villages in the vicinity don't have a landholder protecting them, so those rotting patrolmen have flocked in from all over. They must have seen things were ripe for the picking. Originally, they were just a ragtag organization of rogues tracking down the infected. Now, they're all old geezers on a rampage who'll stoop to any low. Let's wipe them out. Our days here will be a lot more peaceful if we do. We should. We don't have the capacity. Huh? So, what the hell are we here to do? Aegis. Aegis are attacking the sentries here. Guerrillas? Right. Infected guerrillas? Damn, that's... Man. Emperor above. It isn't easy to make contact with them. We've been piling up information for 3 whole months, and now we finally scooped an opportunity. Didn't care much when you said a few days ago we were looking for another group, but if known you were looking for guerrilla fighters, man. But, you have an easy time linking up with these southern city infected. Is it really that hard to get in touch with these guys? If you want to survive in the city, you need to be proactive about your intel and collaborators. If you want to survive on the tundra, what you need is solid tactics and a lifestyle that keeps Ursus's spies guessing at all times. The infected have plenty of messengers, and the infected have their own methods and channels to get the signal out. The guerrillas? The guerrillas will only ever talk to the tundra infected. The guerrillas don't want to be found. That's the thing. Neither do they want to join up with anyone. They accept the infected into their own group, and train them to become fighters. They're probably not exactly like I'm hoping, but the guerrillas are still undoubtedly going strong, with no signs of slowing down. At the very least, there have been 2 small guerrilla bands who've exchanged resources with infected settlements 10 kilometers out. Even if the local infected won't talk, it wouldn't have been the army who left these fire pits outside their villages. Okay, here's what they're here to do. Destroy this freshly built sentry post, and make sure the patrolmen go down with it. Everyone, sit tight here. Be on alert. Patrolmen could be fleeing through these parts. It's a long way out from Strasbourg, and the sentries have barely set up. They won't hold out. They'll retreat, as long as they haven't been annihilated by the guerrillas, that is. Hide yourselves. If we run into 2 or 3 patrol unit bands at once, we won't be able to take them. Tallulah, are you going alone? Let me. If we want to make contact with the guerrillas, we'll need to show them we're not hostile. And if we end up skirmishing, you could just as easily escape. Are you treating us like cowards? I've never met people braver than you. And that's why, to your fellow infected compatriots, you're crucial. If they want to be alive down the line, that's all the more reason they need you. Which is the better choice? You live, or we sacrifice more for my sake? It should be plenty obvious. You're still looking down on us. I put in a great deal of thought into this decision, and everyone will be better off, by the way. So don't run your mouth. You're just pissed now. Look, we're not all burning inside. If you think we don't understand you, newsflash, it feels like you don't bother getting what we think either. A decision means nothing to us. We came back with you all the way from Northwest, and it wasn't for any decision. You fight well. You let us all eat. You taught us a hell of a lot more than we knew before. I don't understand you well, but as far as I'm concerned, you're different from the city dwellers, or even the infected in the mines. You just don't want us to die, right? Tallulah, look at us. Think we're scared? We're no cowards. Bet it never crossed your mind. Compared to drifting endlessly, we're all a hell of a lot more prepared to die with you. What if I told you I saw this coming long ago, and just hoped you wouldn't do it this way? Why? Because I won't die. It's okay. Let me go. Less casualties this way, too. Besides, I'm the Deathless. In the words of a repulsive monster. Wait, Tallulah. Like hell, we let anyone look down on us. We don't want them to think we're begging for them. Just let us come with you. No. Only executioners rank people by the murder in them. You've already won respect for the fact that you've stepped forward. If anyone looks down on you, that's the one who truly deserves to be scorned. Fine. Wait, Tallulah. You're seriously going with just a single sword? A list of names and a book of frequency numbers, too. Remember, my friends, these are far more important than my sword. Okay, what I miss? There's not a way to have a Eurobeat button. I checked. Oh, you could. It's actually what you do is you get a CD. You get a CD, right? A CD of Eurobeat. Burn like a CD of Eurobeat, and then just like don't play other CDs, and then just have like the CD button on your car, and then you just hit that, and then it boots up the Eurobeat. That's basically it. Instead, I have made it so I can say, "Hey Siri, activate protocol ID," and initial D will play. That's pretty fun. That's a pretty good. That's pretty sick. What's up, Nolsum? It's always over money. And welcome to the world. So many words. It's a lot. Tallulah was rivaling Calcit there. I was about to type exclamation point lurk, but I remembered you don't have stream elements on. I mean, you could still do exclamation point lurk. Because, I mean, like, I asked that, like, a long time ago what exclamation point lurk does, and no one, like, answered me. And so I just thought, like, I know it works with stream elements, but just, like, I don't know what it does outside of, like, if it will, like, send you a note that just says, like, hey, thanks for lurking, enjoy lurking, or whatever. So I didn't know, like, if stream elements did something special with it, so I just made a whatchamacallit for it, a little point redeem, I guess. And then you can still type exclamation point lurk. I don't know what it does, but I'll know it. What's up, Ben? I want to resubscribe, but I don't even know what subscribing does for me, or Ace, or what tiers do. Ooh. Ace receives half the sub fee, you get emotes. Basically that, Ben, yeah. And also, importantly, you don't get ads, which is probably the biggest part. Because, well, you also have Twitch Prime, so I assume you don't get ads from that, actually. But, yeah, it's mostly the emotes, and I get, like, half the sub fee, which is, like, $2.50 roughly. It depends. For some reason, it's never exactly $2.50. It's like $2.34 or something weird like that. I don't get it. I don't stress over it. The biggest thing, though, is you should do it if you have ads, but as a Twitch Prime, I think is what that crown does. I don't know if you have those anyway. I don't have a CD player in my car. It is kind of outdated. I have one in mine, but it's kind of out. Wait, no, you have an older car. Oh, but you have, you might have gotten a newer sound system when you were updating it then. We all were just lurking when you asked. That's how it works out sometimes, isn't it? Redeem stand up. Okay, I'll read the next bit standing up. My Prime is a temporary thing, I think. Like 1 to 3 months free of Prime. That time is up soon. Oh, gotcha. I would say you should never feel like obligated or any of that stuff to like subscribe or anything. Unless you really want my emotes or you really hate ads. Those are like the only two things. Outside of that, it's just always nice to see people. I put one of those nice Apple CarPlay things, which is a GPS backup camera screen and whatnot. Ooh! Oh, I wish I had a backup camera screen. I don't have that. I've been in cars that have that, and I've like had a rental cars that have had that, and that... Sorry, swallowed something. Oh, and GPS, the backup camera thing is so nice, dude. CDs, USB is now. Oh, Nukiashi. Here, let me sit back down. That's kind of nice. Nukiashi, I gotta tell you something. If you think USB is now, then you are also outdated like I am. The current hotness is Bluetooth. Like USB, my car has USB, and my car is old. It's beat up, and it's also under repair from the service crew. But it has CDs and it has USB. Like, the current thing is like Bluetooth, because that has no wires whatsoever, and it just works with everything. An SD card and a USB converter? Yo! That's actually kind of sick. Having an SD card with the USB converter. I kind of like, oh shit. That's actually kind of... I like that. That's a fun idea. Whatever works. Whatever works. Oh, that tea is really good. I'm drinking mint tea, by the way. It always just it just smells good. It has like no taste, but then like whenever you breathe out, you get a nice minty flavor on your tongue. That's really nice. Oh, something funny in my car. Oh, what's up? I'll read this and I'll go back to reading. What's funny in your car? So she's gonna meet Frost Nova in the story. And she's gonna be like, what's up, Frost Nova? It's me, Tallulah. It really... I made that joke at the very beginning that it's gonna be like Avengers, and it kind of is gonna be like Avengers. Oh my god, yeah, because what if, like, not only Frost Nova, because Frost Nova is the big important one, because we as the Doctor, like, we had a bond with her, and she was in a lot of things. We can also see Tallulah, like, get Patriot. I mean, Patriot and Frost Nova comes a pair, but, like, she can also go and recruit, like, Crown Slayer, and she can recruit Mephisto and Faust, even though I think they might have already been part of... I actually don't know about that one. It seemed like Mephisto, Faust, and Frost and Tallulah already knew each other, right? I feel like there should be, like, some matching there. But it's gonna be like, it's gonna be cool. I like it. I know USB is old. So old the display does not work in heat anymore. I was gonna say, yeah. I think something similar, like the USB in my car is also old because like if someone plugs in a modern phone, sometimes it just doesn't work still because the car is just like, I don't know what this like phone architecture is. I can't actually do this. It's just like, man, I just want to listen to songs. I just want to listen to YouTube music. The aux cable isn't an aux cable. It's a multi-wire thing with plugs and harnesses. What the fuck? Which goes into a circuit board and is made into an aux on one end and plugs into the old radio on the other end. So it's like an adapter, but like a janky adapter from the sound of it being circuit boards and multi-wire things. Thanks for the resub, Nolsum. Yeah, resub, yeah. Converted from a Prime sub to a Tier 1 sub. No! Oh, wow! You converted, wow. Sick, thank you. I'll continue to keep... Oh, congratulations on your promotion. What did I say? Congratulations on your promotion to Service Crew Chief, Nolsum. I gotta keep up that bit. It's gonna be good, it's gonna be good, don't worry. Congratulations on the conversion from a Prime Service Crew Chief to a Tier 1 Service Crew Chief. Thank you. My car is a CD player and I definitely appreciate that. I don't use it in my car, just for physical data storage like normal flash drive TVH. Oh, just completely unrelated? Car has a CD player and I definitely appreciate that. I also have a CD player. I haven't bought a new CD in like years. The most recent CDs I bought was I bought some Japanese CDs. Have any of you heard? I'm gonna assume no, but maybe you have. There's a Japanese band called Ulfuls, which is soulful, but without the S-O, so it's U-L-F-U-L-S. There's a band called Ulfuls. I learned about them because they did the opening song for Blue Blazes / Aohono, which is the J-drama where it's like Japanese mangaka, and it has Hideki Anno as like a character in it. It's pretty good. They did the opening song for that, and then they also have a lot of good, fun music videos on the YouTube. I would recommend checking them out. I have 3 of their physical CDs. I listen to them occasionally. They're pretty fun. They're like a bunch of old people singing about their backaches or whatever. That's only one song, but I think it's still a fun song. There's also the one music video where they're hanging out with like the Muppets, the off-brand Muppets. The Ulfuls. It's fun though. Chapter 8 is not that. You are lying, Nukiashi. That is a bold-faced lie. This is the longest main theme. I know, I've read, I've seen. Hasn't had functioning aux since the previous owner put in the same in some Sony thing. Ooh. Unfortunate. I'm always afraid about car stuff. Remember the R in the stage note is about reunion. Yeah, reunion. Plug D's. What's up, Joe? Plug D's USBs. Is this the Sony thing? Open and oh, I recently. Oh, I'm so happy. Some of you may know this. Occasionally, like whenever I had open things, whenever I clicked on links before in OBS, because I have my like chat in OBS, it would open up in like an OBS browser. But recently I made it so OBS like signed in with Twitch, and so I have official like Twitch extensions or whatever for chat now, and chat opened it in Firefox. Oh, I'm so happy. I don't have to have the weird janky OBS browser and get like ads on YouTube. Not that I like, because I am a subscriber to YouTube Prime or whatever, not for any other reason. But yeah. Also just wonder why I did not have autos in chapter 10. Turns on oh, wait. Did you do chapter 10 without adverse mode or with adverse mode? And that just messed up your autos either way? Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that, Nukiashi. Good news, you have more content to do. That's the fun part. Speaking of content, let's get back in. Let's recruit the Avengers. Tallulah regretted it a little. She didn't run into the stomach-dropping terror that was the gorillas. She didn't catch sight of their iconic Aegis. She never so much as glimpsed a single worn-out Ursus armament, nor any of the fabled towering Sarkas who walked with the gorillas even. For better or for worse, she encountered the Yeti squad. And it was cold. She lit a fire and jumped in the last of the patrol unit's watchtowers, out of the startled, certain gaze of a white-wrapped group of Yetis. Careful the list doesn't burn. It's so cold, though. Too cold, she thought. Need to warm this place up a little. Oh, that was quick. Hey. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Did it with adverse mode, so I have to turn it on to have the auto because AK turns it off when you log in again. Oh, okay, that's easy. Oh, the way that, not having done it myself and the way that you presented it, I thought like you just had to redo it and it wouldn't work on adverse mode, but oh, that's easy. You just have to hit a button then. That's kind of goofy that you have to hit that button, but yeah, it's not that bad. Yeti, perhaps you don't know me yet, but I'd like to make a request. If you could please not regard me as an enemy right now, would that be okay? I'll repay in kind, I guarantee. I wouldn't even dare to spend a single spark your way. If that's still not enough for you, I can stand at the frontmost line. I'll be a vanguard. I won't guard my back. This isn't some race to piss me off, stranger. The Yeti squad doesn't like fighting dirty. In this battlefield, the patrol units are only enemies. As for you and your questions, we can talk after. That I may fight alongside the Yetis is a great honor to me. Our ice crystals won't interfere with you. That doesn't mean an arrow or two of ours won't hit you by chance, stranger. Any one guarantee far surpasses 1,000 honeyed words, Miss Yeti. I don't know how much you can actually help us. Okay. This? Is that the only one? No, there's one up here too. They go from here, into there, out of there. Easy. It's kind of weird. How it... Wait. I hope Tallulah gets this. This is the great part of Chapter 8. The towers are on yours. Yeah, I like that. There's a... I think it's an IS-2. I don't think the green ones are in IS-3 yet. There's a stage in IS-2 where the towers are on your side, unless you're doing the challenge mode, in which case then they swap. Oh, it's been a bit since I've actually played Arknights. I think it's been like a week. I think I've just been doing the autos since then. Uh-oh, scary. Watch out, watch out, watch out. So it feels a little like jank. Because like before I was playing like, you know, the CC11, so I was playing like every day, and now it's just like... Oh, it's so weird. It's so weird having to like do this again. It's fun though. Oh no, 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 no. Oh, don't worry. Exia should be able to take care of it. Exia and Tallulah. I assume Tallulah just goes along the back line up and down. You should go here. I'm currently totally legally downloading the entire The Initial D soundtrack, all seasons of soundtracks. Very nice. A week, you monster. That's not to say I haven't opened it up. I've opened it up. I've done my auto deploys and everything. I just haven't placed an operator in a week. Which after doing, again, not only CC11, but before CC11, I was also playing IS-3 a lot. And so yeah, it's just been a week since I've like had to place an operator myself. Oh, my fingies. Wait, what? Oh, these are 2 blocks, and both of these are 2 blocks. Okay, good. I was surprised these guys weren't running through, but these are the 2 block version, not the 3 block version. CC is a good time to play Miss Story. Well, CC, yeah, CC is a good time to do Miss Story. Any Dead Week. I like Dead Weeks because I get to like just play the story. Because they're doing that. Oh no, I don't want to drop Tex also, but she's there. She's the nuclear option. Or speaking of, let's see that. Nuki is now legal worldwide. Shadow Money Wizard game. We love casting spells. Shit's so goofy. I love that. Renaming these MP3 files so they don't have random text and properly fit with the naming scheme in my phone is getting really tedious. Oh, I love that. Having to like edit gibberish files because you got them through more confusing means. Not that I know anything about that. Yeah, that's that. When it just like shows up as like symbols and it's just like, I don't know how I fix this. I'm gonna try my damnedest though to fix it. It's just like, I don't even know half these symbols existed. I don't even know how it ends up like that. And now we have a dead week. It's great, right? Catch up with story and then catch up with even more story. I'm excited about, not the new event's cool, and I like Puzzle. Puzzle looks like a cool operator, but you know what I'm really excited for? What is it? Mansfield Break. Mansfield's Break is getting the record restore finally, so I can finally get my Robin to actually be pot 6th, because I didn't get her last time, because I was just starting out. And so now I can get a Robin that's only 10 DP cost instead of 13. Oh, it's gonna be great. I think that's the biggest thing I'm excited for coming up. How well you can do in CC. How is CC 12? Like, it's the last CC. Air quotes. So I'm told, right? But like, and I know it has spoilers for CC 12 if anyone cares, but it has the boy, has Mr. Red, whatever his name is. The red swordsman who studied the blade and is the semi-canonical husband? No, husband, boyfriend, not wife. Semi-canonical husband, wife of someone? Who's the operator? But he's back too, that's all I know. I haven't heard if it's like difficult or easy or something, anything like that. Gold, is it Gold Glow? I wanted to say that, but I was like, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, it's cool. Because it was one of the, it was a side story. It was one of the, like, vignettes. Yeah, it is Golden Glow. Really funny about the Northeast. There's rust inside of my car. How the hell is there rust under the fucking center console? Ooh. I was gonna say, like, if you're in anywhere that has snow, right, you can have, like, the salt on the road kick up and get in there, but, like, center console implies on, like, the interior of the car, typically. So I have no idea how that happened. I guess that beautiful, beautiful Maine sea air. I know you're nowhere near Maine. I guess Maine is in the Northeast, but like whenever I think of sea air, I think of Maine. Side of the car fully sealed. It's that beautiful, beautiful sea air. Look at this. Speaking of beautiful, beautiful sea air. This is what Maine looks like right now. This is what the 4th of July looked like in parts of the Northeast, from what I'm told. Except maybe without the thunder parts. It was what left the deepest impression on her current self. It was the day her noble life came to an end. Pretty. It's the dude. It's this dude. It's this dude. It's this clearly not villainous dude. You're back. I thought you weren't fond of that sword. Why carry it on your person? Just may as well. Oh. The smell of mud is stuck to your clothes. No smell of blood, though, nor anything singed. Your maidservant mentioned you were in a rush to meet me, so much so you did not bathe, nor change. Let me hazard a guess. You haven't done anything. Did you find a better way, Tallulah, of dealing with this thorn on our side? You found a better way, and thus did not do as I told you to. Is that it? You didn't just want me to eliminate Major Antonio. You tried to trick me into killing a child. Cache, a child. Antonio was taking his son on a trip, and you had me frame him so the Gendarmerie would beat him to death on his way to the next city over. His son would have had no chance of escaping. Antonio makes an art of covering himself. You should easily have been able to tell that that young boy was not his son. I've taught you this. In times when we have greater goals, we cannot avoid making sacrifices in our morality and resources. Given you've let Antonio go, the next time he serves us may well be in the residence of some Victorian Secret Service official. Those horrid felines would then surely make a fine point of our 4 neighboring cities' shipping routes for the whole year, and take it as a pretense to identify our trading partners, investigate our resources, draw an outline of our import and export itineraries, and produce a clear grasp of our defense arrangements. I've already destroyed the files. Wonderful. Very well done. You're quite capable, aren't you? But Tallulah, how do you intend to certify, to it all assert, that Antonio had never seen in those records before? If he did not know their contents, why take them with him? And how would you prove that he'd betray your dukedom? Betray Ursus? Why didn't you go to question him or seize him? Why go straight to eliminating him? I do not need to give proof. Questioning him would grant him the opportunity to dispute his charges and escape punishment. His conduct cannot be pardoned. If he may have possibly done so, then, as far as I'm concerned, as Ursus is concerned, as the laws and decrees are concerned, that is sufficient. He cannot. He's not allowed to have possibly done so. Antonio has already been dealt with. After you destroyed the files, my scales cleaned up the remainder for you. I knew it. Just knew you wouldn't let him go. I've only been training you ceaselessly so that you may step by step become ever better. Now you see that you have once again failed my expectations. You did not work as well as you did last time, Tallulah. Your performance at the Shivata conference was outstanding, Tallulah. And you ought to admit, too, that you revel in how it feels. How it feels to stand on a peerless summit. Don't ridicule me. Everything about you only strokes the anger in me to a roar. Then you must surely revel even more in the feeling of perfection. I'm very clear on your misgivings, and I understand how you think, too. That's why. The scales let that boy acting as a son run free. How about that, Tallulah? That wasn't something out of reach of your lone capability, is it? The boy in question was his son. Was his son. It makes no difference if he wasn't. When that boy comes of age, he'll find you, and he'll take revenge for his father. Then perhaps you should prepare. Prepare for some far-flung moment to take revenge for your own father. Tallulah, the one who killed him is still alive and well, after all. I've given you this answer before. You must be sufficiently trained to the point you are capable of personally avenging him. And you certainly, currently, are not yet so. You can shut up now, Cache. Accepting that, Tallulah. Accepting that you own personal wants, I do have ever higher hopes that you may become an outstanding individual. An executioner, a legionnaire, a noble officer, a conspirator, a killing machine of a caster. When you say an outstanding individual, is that what you mean? Tallulah. Tallulah. No. I long for an heir. I never imagined you'd say something so sickening outright. But, well done. I'm sorry, Duke. Your hopes are all fruitless. I can see you've gotten fired up. Tell me then, Tallulah. Tell me something. What is it you've done that has you so pleased with yourself? Half a year ago, I got a hold of a small splinter of originium ore. And can you guess what I did with it? I embedded it in my own arm. Oh. With wonderful results. I'm infected already. I'm an infected now, Ducache. My life is wound short, and your schemes, your plans, your investments all for naught. You have no way to use me ever again. Everything I am was by your own design, wasn't it? And now I am no longer. Ah, truly an unforeseen method. Does it taste good? The flavor of your conspiracy bled dry. Casche, I've already become what Ursus in the world at large most reviles. We most despicable infected. Across the cities, the tundras, the barrens, we most depraved, lowly infected. And if your sister saw you like this, would she be happy? Don't you? What is it that made you scheme? Rebel against me so, my daughter. You deceived me. Lied to me. You said Wei Yin Wu masterminded the murder of my father. You never told me they confronted you together. Drove you out of Lungmen. You never told me what role you played in my father's death. Even if Wei Yin Wu killed him. Even if he is guilty. Even if he deserves to die for it. You can't escape blame either. On the surface, you treat your subjects well. Help with settling the villages around the city. Give the infected stable residence. But in actuality, you have the infected and your residents living entirely different lives. You let the inhabitants feed their own egos on the infected. You've taken the city plundering its own residents and embellished it into a duty, to the point that they push around the infected and the nomadic non-dwellers to bring themselves comfort. Is this your dukedom, then? Is this your city and your rule? You use inequality to mold a facade, and a facade to expand your influence. I cannot endure this any longer. Even if I didn't fault your hypocritical means and twisted tricks, your pathological lies and false benevolence already had me at wit's end. I've taught you this before, Tallulah. I've taught you, in this period of excess calm, they cannot accept mutual, equal treatment. Not unless we draw this period of mediocrity to an end. You and I may accept their autonomy, just as the Colombians and Syracusans have. But what of themselves? They will elect their next council, and their next lord, because they do not esteem others. They only fear authority and violence. Not only that, they don't allow for anyone braver than themselves, smarter than themselves, kinder, more merciful, not unless you are their duke or their emperor. You sympathize with them. You sympathize with my subjects. Sympathize with such residents whose backs are forced against the wall by tax collectors and bureaucrats. That is wonderful. Moreover, even you continue to force yourself to spit vile slurs that humiliate the infected, so I do vaguely recall. You constantly made revisions to my policies, and even greater attempts to protect them, so much that you didn't even fear arousing the citizens' wrath. I have spent a great deal of time ironing their moods out, Tallulah. I'm not sympathizing with them. You certainly do love them. Why, you. I'm very gratified, Tallulah, that you should truly care for them. You've come to resemble me more and more, my daughter. Who the hell gave you the right to keep saying this crap? But your superficial actions will not, and cannot, succeed. And what makes you think you know what I'm going to do? You don't have the power. No matter. Should all people in some desire to reach one single good outcome, those people, as ever, still may fail. Tallulah, Tallulah. It is because that golden outcome of theirs, and your daydreams, are fundamentally distinct. You have no ability to make differing people endorse some identical action. Their disputes will clash and devolve, and that cannot be avoided. How can a Sarkaz face a Sancta? How can a soul from Casimiras face a soul from Ursus? How can a sturdy yet toilsome bear face an arrogant yet impotent hippogriff? You think to let them know how to act? What an arrogant notion, my daughter. You wish to take this appearance and this rank of yours and appeal to them to do something? Of course, this I know. You certainly could do so. Tallulah, in time you will rule those destined to follow you. You have inherited the black snake's knowledge. The red dragon's blood flows through you. You walk the bear's land, and you thumb through the hippogriff's history. No person should be born to be ruled by another. But they crave your rule. For all their lives they've been awaiting someone like you to rule over them. Ursus may well tremble for you, my daughter. Those who rule others will inevitably be ruled themselves by the stronger Casche. Now that is a concept close to me, Tallulah. Let me give you your final lesson, then. Tallulah will come to transcend the sort of transient, worldly rule. The last emperor is dead, yet his shadow is still cast upon these great lands of ours. His will, his force of mind, have already passed beyond that era. He inherited the true empire of Ursus, sustains Ursus's flourishing lands, lets the people of Ursus live. Should we lose the sun, the luxuriant branches and stems that Ursus grows will at once wither away, and all that will remain across this world is inferior creatures, ever more putrid, sucking the nutrients from each other. These people you have seen, they take pleasure in savagery, widespread slaughter, masochism, and are at once fearful and selfish. You dream of education and ideology to draw them in, enlighten them, but you don't know that they bear not the slightest interest in what you have to say. Tallulah, you deserve to know this. They have survived across this world of ours for countless years, and have become accustomed to a certain deep-rooted way of life. You are merely but a stranger, crashing in on it. So-called rulers, so-called nobles, so-called armies, merely the people of strength, the people lapped in luxury, the people who withstood training. Domains can shift, armies can rebuild, rules can fall to ruin. No rule can endure, except where the voluntary will of Ursus's people follows. They will never be ruled. They will only press forth, forever. The small charity you make is exchanged for obedience, for unrealistic expectations. And how the hell would you know what they're meant to be? It was Ursus that ravished them to this point. I'm very clear about it. I am all too clear about it. And this is why you think they'll go with you. For their bread, their potatoes, their clean water and bonfires. Is this how you would promise them? They will. And then, once they starve, their first thought will be to make a meal of your corpse. If you carry such unrealistic fantasies of them, you'll hate them. You will surely hate them. Casche, I am not you. I am nothing whatsoever like you. Yet you are already the same as me. You simply have not been roused from your daydreams yet. In truth, you can and may leverage all you have at hand. If you have some goal, then go. Use terror to destroy terror. Use life to rule life. Use sacrifice to guide sacrifice. Use ignorance to breed ignorance. Use suffering to manufacture suffering. You have learned all these methods. They are already your arms. All that's left is to learn to make use of them, to get used to them. Until your beloved people understand, in the truest sense of the world, their country, and the significance of their existence. I can't even tell what you're spouting all this hell-ridden doctrine for, if anything. All this is fact. All this you will confront. How about this, my daughter? You don't trust me. So I wish to make a wager with you. In these many years, the origami arts I have cultivated in you have long since budded. Their time to fruit is already now. What did? In your life to come, you need only raise doubt of all you persist in. You need only raise the slightest hatred of the ones you proclaim your compatriots, and those who you think ought to be free. And you will immediately settle this wager between us. It is whether, in that moment, you will walk the path I taught you. Perhaps, in these coming years, you will be fortunate enough to avoid those conditions yet. You may, with sheer luck, be living within a fairy tale land. Perhaps the people before you will chance to have secret sorrows. They can be understood, explained. Oh, they were forced into helplessness. I can wait. This country can wait. Be it 3 years, 5 years, a decade, a century. You will only arrive at the same answer. Though you will not live and infect its life for long, I know that day will come. The Empire versus finds itself in a period of repeated ailment. Crops will not grow on the soil of the barrens. Soil in shadow can only bear forth flowers of corruption. You may be betrayed by those you adorned. You may witness the moments in which your friends die for you. You may realize the expectations you held for the future have lost all meaning. Because all that you do, in other people's eyes, still cannot make up for the pressure you bring about with your appearance, your status. You will realize that all can be sacrificed. You will realize that they all love themselves more than their neighbors. You will come to know that your proud struggle symbolizes nothing at all. You will come to see these great lands you threw yourself to do not want you. You will see your thoughts, your actions become non-existent. You will see them spurn all you revered, your life, your dignity, and philosophy void of all significance. Because these people, who you suppose to call nobles, are but ambling corpses. All I have encountered, you will encounter too. You want me to surrender? No. I truly am using these origami arts. This is no deception, nor a threat. Oh, that I said, my arts are utterly feeble. All I have taught you constitutes the foundations of these arts. These arts, in the moment you reject me, will carry no impact whatsoever. But should you recognize me, should you have understood me, should you realize just the sort of world you're standing in, tick-tock, tick-tock, chime, 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 you will become me. Ursus's future will, from then on, be in your hands. What are you talking about? What do you mean by all this? Consciousness manipulation, thought suggestion, have you gone insane? It was you who taught me to withstand these arts. It was you who taught me how to break free from the psych's origami arts. Stop. Why would I use such contemptible, destructive arts on my own heir? My arts only expedited a course of events, expedited your recognition of this great world of ours. You're questioning yourself, doubting yourself, loathing yourself, and seeing clearly anew your own course. Sans these arts, all this still would have happened. They were just to get you there a little faster. Everyone in the city, living a make-believe normal life, has learned to hypnotize themselves. They are skilled in escaping from the facts, taming themselves with rules and morals, using the lowly shell of the loser to hide just how easily harmed they are by cruel reality. But I have supplied you a set of armor, a sort of arms, and an ego. These can save you yourself. These can save you your self-doubt and self-harm. In the course of it all, save you your distress, your struggle. Conserve your time. You will stand up ever faster than you were kicked down by reality. And you will be reborn. You needn't spend too much of your life denying your own self. All I have taught you will once again bear anew within your mind, and you will, as if spinning silk from the cocoon, weave anew the knowledge. You will rid yourself of your superstitions, and, in your well-rounded garden of wisdom, find a path winding yet with certain end. Tallulah, Ursus's destiny breathes as one with you. The black snake shall walk with you. This immortal will shall never die. You. Are you cursing me? Are you trying to use yourself to mold me? No, Tallulah. This is not a curse. This is a blessing. I bless you, my daughter. The moment you wake from your unrealistic fancy of human nature, you'll be conscious of why we struggle so for this land's most beautiful future. Just shut it! You're full of such utter shit. I never taught you such inflammatory Yan vernacular, but it may serve you to learn some. That's the role you'll be playing soon, after all. Huh. Obviously. You didn't let me talk like this in public, so I'd maintain my so-called image. It was to cover you. I calculate so as to make you think of others. But you denounce my proposals, profane my language. You've remembered all that I've taught you, and you now want to flee, Tallulah. But I'm not worried, because in the end, you will come back to this path. The space between people is filled with hatred, and by that hatred, they are ruled. Love births hate. Indecision births hate. Admiration births hate. Hatred is the inevitable outcome of interaction. It takes as little as two people to facilitate a sort of rule, unless they are like me, and love all people equally. Will you hate me, Tallulah, for what I have done? This world will do to you. That is all. What you do has nothing to do with me. Nothing at all. I have no part of it. None. Ah, good. Truly splendid. To not inherit the name, to not harness the authority, to not exploit the position. Wonderful, my child. You have great resolve. Go and establish your cause by your own hand. If you don't wish to inherit my domain and political resources, my wealth and my power, then by all means. You may seize them yourself. That you could do so would still fulfill my greatest dream. No one told you you could define my aspirations. No, no. Of course I wouldn't dream of doing so. But know well, no caste would be willing to accept such a present. To our diligent, prideful selves, it would be an insult. I have already taught you everything I can. As for all your goals from here on, they will be your own. My daughter, you truly are outstanding. You break off from all you've known without a second thought in exchange for a new, novel path. The infected will open up a very different sort of territory for you. Your actions upon this land will call Ursus will be unprecedented. She unsheaths her sword. I only came face to face with you today for one thing. I didn't think I'd be forced to sit through your wicked, venomous sermon. Have I been waiting for this day? I often wondered if Wei Yin would miss the chance to kill me and instead would send one of his hands to do it. So it was you. It was always going to be you. To be an executioner for the one who murdered your father, and in place of him, who you bear hatred, to kill who he hates. Oh, what a beautiful outcome. Your slaughter testifies to my point of view. I shall gladly give up resistance, and die by your hand, my daughter. This action will form your bridge towards truth, and will allow my death to forge your foundations. I'm not your daughter. I'm not. I'm killing you to put a stop to your evil, once and for all. And then, Tallulah, you will do evil. I've heard enough. And then you will do good, and you will recognize all the good I did. This sword. I never had the housekeeper confiscate it. I'm not fond of this sword. You use arts much more than you use swords, but you were still allowed to carry it. It will remind you where you came from. And it will witness our path, yours and mine. Do you hate me, Tallulah? I won't be taken in, you rotting, putrid snake. You're a villain beyond all else. Your life ends here. Only the lobe of my lung. Your strike was not accurate. I won't hate you, Cache. I may hate your endless, long-winded, rancid sophistry. I don't know what that word is. But you yourself haven't earned my hate. I pity you. Your death only testifies your loneliness. Your vain attempt to turn yourself into a mirage. I'll let you know the sheer absurdity of all you espoused. Not that you'd be able to know now. Wonderful. With my death, Wei may feel a weight off of him, too. I look forward to when you bear your regret, your hate. Remember this. Tallulah, remember this. Your end is in me. Tallulah very carefully pulls out the sword from Duke's chest. Her mind is somewhere far away. She leaves the towering castle, leaves the city, outruns her pursuers. The seeds, already planted, waiting only to sprout. Holy fuck. I did, last time I mentioned, like, man, they weren't as long. This is a long one. This is still only the first stage. What'd I miss? What's going on, everyone? Music updates more often because this is going to take ages. Red Weeb is overhyped. We only have a Golden Glow because holds up the gremlin cat named Tate because of her. That's cute. Before CC8, account was really new, but then CC8, first R18 without guide, CC9, R18 without guide, like an hour. Wasn't around for CC10, R23 and CC11. Go for 26 and CC12 maybe. Ooh! Shooting for the stars, Wisteria. I like it. I like it. What's up, Punk? Am I enjoying the novel? I am. It's actually really fun. I think the game sort of spoiled me. I feel like Casche looks like a vampire, so I feel like he's not actually dead. And also, I'm pretty sure the game showed Casche at the end of chapter 7 just hanging out in wherever he was. So I feel like the dude's not dead. He feels very vampire-y. And I know how vampires die, and it's not a sword to the chest, unless it's like an enchanted sword, like from Curse of Strahd, but that wasn't an enchanted sword, presumably. Go do a crime. What's up, Mango Garden? Oh, it's Cashew. It is Cashew. Cashew's cool. Cashew. What am I saying? Cashe, whatever. That dude's cool. I like him. Also, I know he's not dead because, like, that's only the second time I've seen him, and that dude's far too cool and evil to, like, actually be dead, right? Like, that dude's sticking around. I want to see more of him. I want to see more of him. I like evil dudes that are just evil. That shit's awesome. Especially because it seems like he's the kind of dude that's like, oh, I'm doing good things. I'm doing good for the world, even though he's just straight up doing evil. But, like, he calls it good, like, oh, that's some smug, conceited bullshit, and I love that in a villain. Second largest word count, yeah. Yeah, I knew that going in. I thought it was gonna be all, like, because the first 5 or 6, I was able to do, like, 6 to 8 missions last week, because it was all, like, pretty sparsed out, but this one just by itself has been a very good novel. It's kind of nice, though. Has 202,000 words. 202,121, specifically. Ooh. I knew Near Light was long, but didn't know it was longer than the actual chapter. Yeah. Wait a minute. You're definitely correct, but do you know why you are correct? Wait. Oh, you're talking about Casche. Because he's a vampire. And also, like I said, at the end of chapter 7, he shows up. And it's like, clearly, that scene I just saw was not, that was like, you know, Tallulah was young or whatever. Like, before current day. And the Casche at the end of chapter 7, that was current day. So, like, that's why. If so, would you like me to tell you? Just tell me... Actually, no. You know what? He's either a vampire or an elf. He had those ears. I thought Mumu was the only elf, though, so I don't think it'd be that. Also, semi-related, what's the final word count on Il Circusano? Because I thought that was really long, too. I thought that was the second longest now. Did that bump chapter 8 out, or is Il Circusano, like, under chapter 8? Because that was a banger story. I love that. I do like this, though. I like that they're setting up the seeds of transitioning from Reunion being the bad guy to like the Victorian angle. Like they're setting up their new villains, as you should when you're transitioning from one villain to the other. When you're moving between acts and like time skips. Oh yeah, there's a time skip between chapter 8 and chapter 9 too. Oh, so if Casche didn't... Maybe... Ooh, Casche could have also died, but then he came back because maybe he has, like, clones. Ooh, that'd be kind of fucked up. He's a snake race. Ooh. Like an Ouroboros! He might just be like an ever-living eternal Ouroboros then. Especially given, like, how he was talking. Because he was talking about the black snake, and maybe that's like Ouroboros-y, where it's just like he keeps like can relive or whatever. I don't know. I never played Blaze Blue. Whenever I think of like Black Snake and Ouroboros, I just think of Hazmo. And then he says Tinjonin, and then he kicks him up, and then there's the image of Tyler One screaming. That's the only thing I know about Blaze Blue. And that's like, for anyone who doesn't know what I'm talking about, that's just a string of made up words, right? But that's how my brain worked. It just went off on like Black Snake, Ouroboros, for some reason Hazmo from Blaze Blue, and that one funny clip of Hazmo from Blaze Blue that has the Tyler One scream in it. That's how it worked. Yasuo Kuzano barely edged Chapter 8 as the new number 2. That's what I thought. Okay, cool. Also, he explained why he's in Chapter 7. Well, he wasn't in Chapter 7. Unless you mean at the end of Chapter 7, or you mean right now. Because he just like popped up. I don't know what his thing in Chapter 7 was. I'd have to go back to my own VODs and like look at it. I could also go back now, but like, yeah, I'd rather watch myself reading it because I'm conceited and arrogant. No, what's narcissistic? That's the one. I'm also conceited and arrogant, but those aren't the ones that would describe why I would go and watch myself. So yeah, I think we'll find out. We'll find out in due time, as with all good things, right? What's up, Alina? And so you came all the way to where we were. All of that was years ago now. After Castre died, did anything happen in the city? Did you run into any trouble? If anything else happened, I probably wouldn't even have reached your village. The city. After I left, I heard Castre's domain and wealth were quickly carved up amongst the Fourth Army. And as far as I go, nobody cares. Who'd care about some city girl? Not when she made herself scarce. I did wander too far, though. I only came to my senses once I was already at the old couple's place. Trust me, back then, my brain was the picture of a mess. I can barely even remember what I encountered along the way. Ma'am said that day you came, you were bloody, tip to tail. It was half a miracle she could still wash those clothes clean. Did you ever wonder if maybe our village would secretly kill you? Wait, where's this coming from? Well, I'm just guessing. You must have thought of it. You wouldn't do that. Your harvests were good. You just put out the evening dance's bonfire. You had fenced burden beasts and decorations hung outside on the walls. Your lives might have been tough, but you still enjoyed how you lived. You wouldn't have killed me. After that, not even the dance would feel right anymore. Who kills someone and stays calm as a lake? Only vicious monsters would. And they're not common at all. Don't you think you're too optimistic about people? I've seen too many bad things. In so many cases, they were done by those without another choice. If they had the choice to make, I know that the vast majority of people across the whole wide world would choose to be good people. And nothing like what Castre said. He said that all people were disgraceful, that you'd hate them and they're evil in the end, all because you were so kind-hearted. What a horrible curse to want to make. It's about as poisonous as words can get. And that's why I'm sure I'll never hate anyone. Everything they do has a reason behind it. Do you want me to watch over you? Maybe that wouldn't be too bad. But what about after I'm gone? You'd have to figure things out on your own then. It's bad luck to be so ominous, you know. We'll always have to confront it. Us little infected sooner or later have to make our exits. Taking the little time we have left and doing something that makes the fact we live worthwhile. And there's nothing bad about that. I think the same way. It might not be easy, Alina. But it might not be easy, Alina. It might not be easy. But I still believe the infected should reunite as one. We should find where we belong again in Ursus. If possible, this world should in turn examine its own deeds. After that, it's not just the infected. Not just the infected. Whether Ursus, Victoria, Lithanian, regardless of country, regardless of race, regardless of your background, will sear away all these things that divide us. We should all have lives where we deserve to be equally loved. If someone stands in the way of that life, then we'll take back what's rightfully ours. If you want to do it, you could give it a trial run first. We'd probably be wiped out to the last. Wasn't your first step to challenge Ursus anyway? No matter what we do, it's all a challenge to Ursus. But when we give some, we gain some, despite the fact the return isn't certain to be for us. I can't call to mind things as wicked as you could. But my impression is that things in this world might not be so as good as you often suppose. You mean, Tallulah, do you only give so that you can gain? Alina, no. That's not right. What you're asking for is... it's too... I know. But you need to think that way. I won't. I definitely won't. I believe all we've done will bear good fruit, and the reason is simple to match. Because they deserve that result. Because the creatures of this world deserve that fruit. Okay. Let's go. Are you going to join with the gorillas? I need them to approve of me first. It'll be difficult. It'll take more than difficulty to slow me down. Years and years of folklore. Ouroboros from Blaze Blue. That's how the brain works. You find... It's the quickest synapse connection. Still 5 minutes till my dual chips are finished cooking. Ooh! What you making, Nukiashi? Who's getting E2'd? Frostnova! Here's the person who helped us back there. Keep your bolts knocked. You're just like the rumors say. So cold, you Yetis. Cold enough to outstrip this awful winter weather. Are you the commander? Infected. Yes. You need to explain, then. Why are you wearing an Ursus military officer's uniform? I've come up with a lot of lies for that. Any preference? Fire. Wait. You just don't do humor, do you? Are you the Yeti Squad's leader? Why haven't you fired? She really did just help us now, sister. Promise. It's true, Yetis. I came here to seek assistance, as well as to assist you. Assist us. Let's shake on it, Captain Yeti. When conveying sincerity, I always hope to go to the equal and dignified route. I hope we can both have ourselves a dignified, tranquil, level dialogue. No. Try it. I think I've pegged who you are. Those originium crystals they're carrying have your arts, don't they? If I'm able to melt your ice, would you be willing to hear me out for a bit? Dream on. You couldn't. Let's try it. I really hope... Seeing that right there, you know what I really hope? They haven't done this in a bit. I'm saying this now because I really hope that it's gonna be what is appearing. I hope that in this chapter they have one of those cool cinematic, like deployments, where like you can see the like in-game deployment chibis like fighting. They had one of those for Frost Nova, right? Where it has like Blaze, the gray one, and Amiya, right? Fighting like Frost Nova. where Frost Nova just kills them and just dies. They didn't do that for Patriot, and I am hoping that there's more of those. And I'd really like it if it was like, if it showed Tallulah the fighter and Frost Nova fighting. Right? Fuck, okay, well. It would be really fucking cool if it was like that, though. Guard ships Highmore, just for the IS-3 bonus, so I never take her. I would say, I did the same thing. I didn't E2 her, though. But I did Highmore for that same reason. Wait, do you need to E2 her for the bonus? I didn't think you need to. I thought you just needed to E1 for her. Now drink some water. I am. Well, it's tea, but same difference. Okay, that's everything. I probably shouldn't have drank it all. I could have sipped a little bit more out of that, but that's good. Oh boy. Now that's done, I get to do more reading. Let's do... Yeah, I say do this, and then we'll go and do our recruits and everything, right? Make some more tea. I should. I won't, though. Because I'd have to, like, make more tea, right? I got water for the rest of it. You always got to keep both on you at all times. Okay, let's... Delicious. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, let's do this bit of reading, and then we'll go do our recruits and all that stuff to break things up. I like this, though. This is fun. So we got Frost Nova. And theoretically from Yeti Squadron, then we meet Patriot. And then... I wonder how... This is supposed to be the longest one on record. I wonder, like, if it will go beat by beat and show every single thing. I mean, it could definitely just like, what's the word? Like, just go over Crown Slayer and just, like, skip a lot of the other ones. Mephisto and Faust aren't really that important. Really only... Frost Nova gets a lot of, like, reverence in the story. Because she is, like, she's a Rhodes Island operator, sort of, kind of. She's, like, the best... She's the purest of Heart 1, or whatever. I wonder how deep it's gonna go, though. Yeah, the Tallulah before Tallulah. It's actually kind of nice. Because it's revealing her story. It's revealing, like, because it makes her, like, she's the protagonist now, and it's showing, like, what she's going through, and it sets up, like, it shifts from her being the villain to setting up presumably the villains of, you know, the further acts ahead. Like, it's a little bit more like focusing on the countries more so than just this one random group. It's really, I like it. It's actually really cool. It's very well set up. Will, Phantom Wisps. All ideals, once transmitted, will eventually be corrupted or altered. Only through practice can an ideal be proven. And, as we know, once something happens, it cannot be undone. Look at the top border of the main mission screen you've done. It's a blue inverse of the red bottom. Oh, it is cute, yeah. What did the other ones do? Yeah, wow. Every other one is just the city itself. It doesn't have the inverse part. Huh, that's cute. Hey, because I wasn't, like, paying it. I was just like, yeah, city stuff. That's what every other one had. I didn't really, like, pay attention to it being, like, inversed up here. But yeah, given that I just went back through those ones and it didn't have that. That's really cute. I like that. It's those little, like, design flares that, like, when you pay attention are really cute. I've been watching a lot of, my current fixation. Luckily, I don't have to do random YouTube videos as much anymore because I finally signed up. I got HBO Max, apparently comes with my ISP. Didn't know that, so now I have that I can actually, like, watch stuff outside of YouTube on. But, like, one of the things I was watching was a video essay on, like, Magic the Gathering card, like, frames. Like, how the cards themselves were, like, designed over the years, and, like, their different evolutions. And it's just, like, it's something that you wouldn't pay attention to, but just, like, the background here, it's just, like, once you do pay attention, it's like, damn, that's actually... You kind of, like, appreciate that someone put the thought in that. It's cute. I like it. Old card frame is base. It's It's really like flavorful. Yeah, the way that all the 5 colors all had like blue was all watery and green was foresty and like black was like a bubbling witch's brew and stuff like that. It's like it's very cool. It's very like soulful, flavorful, all right? But I do have to like say that yeah, the way that modern cards look is a lot more like readable. Whenever they try to like invoke the spirit of old cards though, that's pretty neat. As long as it has like that same like that touch to it. Pokemon card back swirling Pokemon ball. Yu-Gi-Oh card back black hole. Though the white border looks good, fight me. Ooh. I think it depends. I'm not that deep into the Magic stuff. I know part of the video did talk about the white border versus the black border and how the black border is for the original run and then the white border is for like that was supposed to be for reprints, but then along the line it's just like, well, if we're reprinting in other languages, like how does that work out? And then they just decide, fuck it, everything gets a black border now. I would have to like look at more cards. Generally speaking, I would think that white border looks better depending on the card itself. I think black border, both are good. It's a very simple color. The old spirits. New Year cards just walls. I think I don't want to delve too deep into card discussion because I want to do that tomorrow. Part of the stuff I want to talk about tomorrow involves cards. But real quick, the last thing I want to say is Nuhiyashi. That's every single card game. You can put this down. This is one of my theories, and by theories I mean this is just a fact. Card games are only good for the first 3 years. After that, everything always gets power crept, and they add more details, and it just gets really confusing and annoying. So if there's a new card game, you get on that stuff, you play it for 2 years, and you get out while it's hot. Like I've been playing some card games recently. It's like I went back to playing Shadowverse. I played it like when it first came out in like 2016 or whatever like that, and it's very simple. And I jumped in now. It's like there's so many like extra bonus effects with cards, and like everything can like evolve for 0 mana and stuff. And it's just like this is fucked up, man. It's fun though. I love playing Solitaire. I love playing D-Shift Runecraft. It's great. That's all I have to say though. 1 to 3 years. That's the peak of a card game. Anything after that, it gets a little bit bloated. Which that's just, you know, adding rules on top of each other. That's the unfortunate work of the beast. Making sure that people can read. That's the weird part. I went to the eye doctor recently to get my prescription, my goggles, right? And like they just showed me a Yu-Gi-Oh card and was like, "Can you read that Yu-Gi-Oh card from like 5 feet away?" I was like, "Oh, I don't know, I'm squinting." He's like, "We gotta up your prescription." It was crazy. Can you imagine that if like they just showed you like a Yu-Gi-Oh card with like really tiny print from like a few feet away and we're just like, "Can you read that?" Average word count of 2022 cards was 187. What the actual heck? That's so goofy. Solitaire is timeless. It's great, right? I love Solitaire in all forms. The actual game of Solitaire, and then also playing Solitaire in the form of like Magic the Gathering as a blue deck, or any combo deck really, where you just like hold off and wait until you just get your Exodia or whatever. That's fun. It's Dylan. Dylan, what do you know? What does all that mean? Rhodes Island, we invite you to fight with us. That's what I said. I only speak Urson. You also asked me in Urson, so you should have understood. You know, wait. Wait. He's not, it doesn't say Urson right now. Is he speaking in Urson, or is this one of those like, sorry, I only speak that sentence and this sentence explaining the first one. What? Okay. Like that little like Family Guy bit with the dude speaking Spanish in the truck. Like, what do you mean he only speaks Urson? You know these Chernobog industrial machines much better than us, yes? You must have had a lot more training in such things than we have. We're better fighters. If you wanted to the tower, you must have a plan to shut down this thing too. You can't let it close the way. We need to split our guerrilla forces. So you need at least 3/4 of our men to protect the infector around the city, or they're doomed. Reunion under Tallulah is out of control. We've seen enough revenge killings in Chernobog. Even with just a fourth of our full strength, we have what it takes to beat Cholula's stupid guards. But we could use some help right now. We'd be able to better capitalize on our victories if we had it. Our Originium altars are down. The Devils are handing a fight, but they've got nothing on the Captain's legendary strength. We need more firepower. Who calls the shots for you? Is the Caddis or the Feedline? You're both plenty strong. You can handle it.
You'll have to ask Amiya. I'm just an operator.
Caddis, what do you say?
Sir, what matters is if your union is still dedicated to helping the infected. As long as it's not some infected Ursus political project, we'll proudly agree. But I'm worried.
About what?
There are still a lot of open wounds from our conflicts with your union. We can't overlook them. We could say we're willing to forgive or beg forgiveness, but we have to think about those we lost or who suffered. Especially, Union killed my friend, and we just killed someone you looked up to. I get it. I killed your family, didn't I? You can't forgive that.
But you're infected. If we don't let you in, we're disobeying orders. Our current orders are to crush Tallulah and her minions, and anyone who disobeys that order is to be killed.
So you're letting it go? Can you let it go?
Yes. You killed our family. You killed our commander, our leader, our captain. But we're not going to come to blows over it.
You don't want revenge?
Of course we do. I'm not done yet. Let me finish, Feline. But whatever we've got between us personally doesn't matter in the face of the mission. There's a more important place to direct our hate.
Hey.
You get it, don't you, Feline? That cat is with you as a kid with her head in the clouds, just like the captain said.
Don't talk about Amiya like that.
If you really buy into her dreams of reforming everybody, then by all means, go along with her. You'll get stabbed in the back, and you won't know until it's too late. You won't be able to save your friends. It all sounds good in theory, but you can't really put it into practice. And us. We believe in the captain. All this way, he's shown us a different way, beyond the endless wars of Ursus. He showed us a noble path of revenge and ruin.
A path of ruin?
To ruin our enemies. How to pick out your enemies and then ruin them.
But who's your enemy? Can you really act like it's a good thing to spread hate, hurt people, start wars, and generally cause misery? Haven't you lost enough friends? Didn't Ursus?
The last emperor promised us an end to this war. We believed in that vision. But I don't see an end in you. Should we reason with them? They don't listen. Some people are asses, and some people are just evil and need to die. Listen to me, Feline. You won't get the satisfaction you want from killing your enemies, for the simple reason that that's not where it ends. If you're committed to the path, then take it all away. Kill everything. Cleanse the country of its filth, and when at last you look over the silent white field of snow, then you can finally know happiness. Think about it. And then we start killing. Kill the monsters in the tower who sent our people to die. Kill the tyrants who lord over the cities. Kill the useless eaters and the traitors in the army. And at last, kill the miserable Ursus ministers who poison the emperor with their lies. Kill them all. Then, you look back and see what you've done. See those who deserve to live on, their peaceful lives, free from the fear of starvation being forced upon them. I mean, that's what you're doing here, right? You kill those who kill your friends.
You want to kill Tallulah?
Obviously. What else would we want? Will the captain ever be able to rest in peace as long as she lives? What about Yelena and her Yetis? Or the countless reunion brothers who she used as cannon fodder? We've been waiting for a savior, a good emperor, a hero. And we're sick of waning. What did all that waning get us? Our great emperor is fallen, with no one to carry on his legacy. With greedy, self-interested men fighting over the scraps, ripping our country in two and milking the people dry. Our savior was buried alive, and our hero died right in front of us. Not that you would understand. But maybe you'll understand something else. Feline. Have you ever lost a loved one? I can see it in your eyes.
I'm done talking to you.
But you'll listen, Feline. You have the eyes of a warrior.
The ceiling layer is still rising.
Hasn't stopped at all.
It'll take some time to adjust the originium drive.
It better not take too long. If this thing seals up, then all the hope of a trial goes with it for at least a few hundred years.
So you guerrillas don't just fight for the infected?
Obviously. The infected are just one reason to fight. You can have as many as you want. The one and only reason we took to the tundra was the injustice and disorder of Ursus. The captain told us the infected didn't have to live like this. It's Ursus that tortures the infected to achieve their ends. Picture it. Our great march. The captain brought us all here. Could that really just be for the infected? We crossed from border to border, passing by all the hardened cities, taking control of the lifeblood of the Empire, uniting to strike at the heart of the rotten country. Don't tell me you've never considered it, Cottus. You're not like this just because you're infected. If they treated everyone right, equally, maybe you wouldn't have even gotten infected. Think about it. How many city dwellers, nobles, merchants, performers get infected? And then, how many die out in the wilderness, the outskirts, and the mines? That's why we need to get revenge.
On who?
Everyone who gets in our way.
That's not right. Amiya. Don't you hate the people who made us what we are? I'm not talking about righting the wrongs of the infected. I mean, it's wrong to turn this into, like, a way to blow off steam. That's what's wrong. They did this to us for their own sakes. They turned us into monsters, and I hate them.
Preach, Feline.
No. It's not right. I'm sorry. This is going to hurt. I'm sorry, Amiya. This shouldn't have happened to you. It's not right. But, Amiya, why do you say that? Don't you think we should hate them? You can't say they didn't steal our lives from us. I don't want to forget. I don't want to forget my friends and family. I could have worn clothes I liked and gone to the school I wanted. I could have gotten to know my mom and dad and everyone. I could have... My brothers. Rosmantis, calm down. I can't. I won't let this go, Amiya. I can't. If I have to get hurt to protect them, if I have to suffer to keep them from suffering, then I'll take it all. If killing the people who ruined our lives would make you all feel even a little better, and if you're not willing to do it, then let me do it for you.
Responses, Amiya. We got a transmission from the engineering team.
Something weird's happening. The drive system isn't working. Isn't moving. Is it the enemy? Captain, if you can hear me, this is... No. They must be... Captain, look, I've hurt! Get back! Jump! Hurry! What happened? Come in? Do you copy? Lavaka. Bluish silver. Bluish silver? What the fuck kind of name is that? No. No, no, no.
The ceiling layer is still rising.
Did the engineering team get ambushed? No, it can't be. Bluish silver, she... I can't reach her. I can't feel her anymore.
Prepare the explosives. Let's just blow the whole joint.
If we destroy the ceiling layer, it will take a few blocks with it. And there are still some infected who didn't want to join Reunion hiding in the area.
There's no time. We keep waiting, only more people will die. We lost comms. If you don't like my plan, then give us a better one.
No. Absolutely not. No. I get where you're coming from. I don't know, it's just... my team. My squad. They did everything right. How could this happen to them? If you need strength, if you need to destroy, I can do it. I can do it better. Where's Mantis? Where's Mantis? Curl your fingers. I just... tear. Destroy.
What? The ceiling layer's stopping.
I can do it!
An explosion? No way. The feline, how is she tearing that thing apart? What? How? It's almost like... Shh. Shakes his head. Just like the first time you saw Frostnova in Tallulah, isn't it? Just wait until our infections get worse. Maybe you'll see some more.
Amiya. I'm cold. My head. Responses. I've got you. Hold on tight. Don't let go.
She shredded the ceiling layer all by herself? Not for long, but should be enough to get us through the sector.
I need a medic. It's scratching me. Scratching at me. Those are negative emotions and side effects of direct arts. They all have to do with Blue Silver's memories. Responses. Look at me. Look at my eyes.
The black lines flow from the finger of the Lord of Fiends right into the feline's eyes. She really is.
I know. Amiya, I know. Don't ever do that again. But even if I tell you, you'll... Sorry. I won't change.
Well done, feline. You really did it. Brothers, let's move out. Through the fire and the hail of bolts we go. You should rest here for a while, Rose Islanders.
Just give me a minute, Guerrilla Fighter. We don't have a way to stay in communication. Even the operator with you there doesn't have the comms we need to carry out this operation. If the shield guards really need our help, then you have to know what we're going to do, at least.
Good thinking. Couldn't hurt to give you a minute. Especially with all this little feline did for us.
Resmontis. I'll be fine. I have to keep going. Keep fighting. I have to find my team. Okay, I know. It's Madam Chen again. What? It's her! What? What do the Irish, Scottish, what do the Scottish sound like? Top of the morning last. Oh, I don't want to see. So you're really going back? Definitely. But you told me you don't know if your friend in Ursus is alive or dead. What's the point in going back to Lungman? Why not go right to Ursus after graduation then? Ursus wouldn't give someone like me an entry permit. No way. Huh. It's really so sad to see you go right after you finish. Such a clever girl, Chen Chen. You make senior lecture in no time. Give it 2 years and can go anywhere in the world you want, eh? Don't ever call me that again, please. And what about you? Me? You know me. I'm not stupid, but compared to you, well, I only eked out passing grades in those joint operations. You just finished your military strategy course? Almost failed that one a bunch of times. You got a better head on your shoulders than 98% of Victoria, at least on paper. But I don't see myself as becoming a lecturer. I think I'm better off going looking for a fight than setting myself up as command or logistics officer. You really don't fear death. A Victorian soldier can end up running all sorts of things on the battlefield. But I know our enemies sure as hell don't want to run into any Victorian soldiers on the battlefield. What I really worry about is sitting in front of a strategic map, messing up my head till I can only see human lives as numbers. That's the scariest thing. A soldier on the front lines needs somebody to tell her what to do and what not to do. Only when you're in the thick of it do you see how cruel the war is, how important it is to stop. You really want to change Victoria? I thought that was just a drunken ramble. Nah, not at all. Isn't that weird? I just want to do some good. Doing good isn't easy. But it's the reason I'm going back to Lungman. Lungman's had enough of the bad. I'll stay there. Fix up the bad things. Stop it from getting worse. So, you're going back to become a cop? A cop? Wow, I always thought you had the look of a girl who could give a good beating to a hooligan. I've got a gift. You're getting ahead of yourself, but the police? It's not a bad idea. Probably be a great place to pick up clues about what happened back then, and what's happening now. I wouldn't have to rely on my old schemer of an uncle. Honestly, I was worried you'd head to military intelligence. My little Chen Chen is scary enough. Can't imagine how scary she'd be as a spook. I'll have your bloody head off. Hey, no need to get angry. Alright, I can take it. We'll see how much you can take. Oh, someone's at the door. Just a second, coming. Message for Miss Chin Huiche. Post-transcribed. Check your terminal. I have to confirm in person that you've read it yourself. Why all the trouble? I'll take a look. What is this? I'd say that counts as you having received the message. The Academy doesn't review highly classified material, so if you have any further inquiries about the content, I'll advise you reply to the sender. Anything else I can do for you? If that's all, I'll be on my way. Have a good afternoon. There we go. Why do they walk so funny? I don't like that look on your face there. That message sock you in the jaw? I don't even know what I'm feeling. They picked up my friend's trail. Well, isn't that good? No. It just led to her disappearing again. She killed the one who took her. And then we lost her again. Talking about Cache. But at least she's still alive. That's true. I'm going right back to Lungman after graduation. Huh? But, well, isn't your friend in Ursus? I really thought you'd be heading that way. I was thinking of hitting a few scars as a goodbye gift. I wouldn't be able to do much in Ursus, but back in Lungman, I'll have a chance to spread my influence. The city of Lungman is a lot stronger than me alone. I'm gonna find her. As move at Teardrop's point, once known, be deft. What does that mean? Snake dead, confirm. That which is dead cannot die, or whatever. What's that from? That's from something. It's like that feels like it's a Warhammer thing. Just vibrating not to spoil. Excited for the story. It's getting there. It's gonna do it. I like the surprise bagpipe. I was not expecting that one, but again, like I said here, it's just like these are like it's all, you know, like any good story. You want to like any good story that you know has a continuation. You want to wrap up your story while also spreading the seeds of what is to come right here. Who's that? That Reed? It is. Hey, look, it's Reed. You're going to be important. That's why I'm not going to read the event story coming up, because that's going to have stuff in it with you. There are only ever two paths in bagpipes. You're going to find a fight or dig for potatoes. Both of those aren't that bad. I guess no, the fighting one's kind of bad a little bit, because you could die or you could die. You could kill or be killed. There we go. That's the better terminology for it. Digging for potatoes is never bad. It's just boring. Also, you might break a nail or something. I guess that's kind of bad. Elfin Lag Cat did good in the end. Is this the notice for the maintenance update? Yeah. Grab this. Oh, because we cleared a stage. Hey, good for us. Fantastic. Let me do my... What is... Oh, just picking up stuff. Since I didn't do my day... Oh, shoot. Speaking of... Triple S update. Oh, wait, what? That's not the next thing, is it? Triple S isn't for... it's after the event, right? Or are we getting both at the same time? Boop, boop. So I didn't actually read it. I just saw that there was a maintenance. I was like, okay, bye. Preload new event, new e-invoices, new operator, new paradox simulation. Yeah, this is Triple S, yeah. No, it's we get this one. We get Reed first, and then we get Triple S, right? New stages, headhunting, operators, outfits. If I had money, Reed's cabin. I think Triple S is after this. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait, Triple S is this thing. Oh, what am I thinking of that is like the boss rush mode? I thought that's what you meant. You missed most of it? Not most of it. You got at least an hour or so left in us. You missed the part where we're Cast-Chu. Good morning, Raizune. We saw, what did we do? We only did 2 because the story's getting long again. We did these 2. This one had we saw Frost Nova from the perspective of Tallulah, and like these things helped us, and then like she had her moment with Cast-Chu, and then this one was all about Rosemontis doing Elfid Lyad stuff and helping everyone out. I have to rush Triple S now after avoiding all this. I don't want to do a Triple S. Triple S is not hard, just cheese. I guess now that I actually built this dude, Triple S should be actually really easy for me, because he can just freeze everyone. But like, I just don't wanna. I should try it again. I haven't tried it since it initially dropped, and now that I actually have, like, not only did I level him up, but I also like E2'd like I think I only had like 4, 5. Triple S might not be that bad. I just need to like know the matchups. A slog is a decent way to put it too. There's that base building thing coming eventually. Wait, what? Is the base coming out of beta? Is it happening? Is that true? Is that a thing, actually? Hold on, wait, what?
I haven't heard about this. Especially if you want to get the secret medal. Man, I don't want to do medals for Triple S. I'm only now doing medals for normal stuff. GE to my Scotty? No. Raizune, did you know, by the way? I don't know if you look at my Twitter or anything like that, but I had a little. If you remember last week, I didn't get the two 10 rolls because I was just not close enough. But I did my like recruits, and I was like, oh, I only have like 109 out of 120. You know what I'm gonna do? I went and I like burned all my recruitment packs. I got to like 118 gold certs. I bought this 4-star recruitment voucher. I got to 119. I rolled on the headhunting banner, the Scotty Ebenholz banner. And I was like, I'm gonna roll because I only need one more gold cert and I can get this double headhunting thing. I did one roll and it was Scotty. Raizune, I got a pot 7 Scotty now. That's not a thing, but for some reason, I got her and I had her token and it gave me like 15, 20 of these. And it sucks and I hate it, but I got this 2-roll thing, and you know what I got? You know what I got after all of that? Outside of my pot 7 Scotty, I didn't even get Ebenholz. I got Blaze. I got Blaze. She's good too. I'm still upset though because it's just how even does it linger? I have people pray to get a pot 6 Scotty. I've gotten a pot 7 Scotty. This is just not, it's not right, man. It's just not right. It's not right. Internally, I'm screaming, I'm crying. It's just awful. My body is 80% salt now. It's just bad. It's unfortunate. It's just, I hate the sea. I hate the sea. I hate the sea so much, and the sea just keeps coming to me. It's always fighting back. Let's hope I don't choke on that water like I did last time. Good, I didn't. Guess the streak is over. I mean, it's not what I wanted though, Raizune. The streak never ends. I would say, I'm with you. It's not 100% over yet. I don't know who the next thing I'm looking for is recruitment-wise. Like I can't think of like a 6-star that I'm like, oh, I need to get them. It's still Ebenholz. Like I said before, Calcit is just a gold cert purchase. Outside of that, I don't know who, but I know like I'm currently 0 for 2 on my like, oh, I really want this 6-star. I'm gonna blow all my juice on it and just nothing. It's awful. I don't want to join you. I hate the sea. I hate the sea. That's why. Oh yeah, I still haven't finished this investigation, have I? But I hate the sea. That's why I'm so good at killing the sea. You can't see it, but I have this medal set's almost completed. I killed Scotty. It's everything. It's great. Here, before we'll do our recruits. I'm not gonna roll on this. I can't roll on this. We'll do recruits and stuff in a second, but first off, let's get up, stretch, go get snacks, everyone. And or go get snacks, use restroom, etc. Go take your empty tea mug that you all have, because I all assume that you also drink tea with me. And go put it in the sink, rinse it out, and also dump the rest of the water in your, what's the one thing? In your kettle, because you always forget to dump the rest of the water in your kettle, and you don't want to wake up tomorrow and go to your kettle and it'll have water, and you'll be like, I don't know how I feel about that. So you should do that now, which I'm gonna do. Okay, be right back.
疲れたら寝ればいいよ。深く考えちゃダメ。
I'm back. Welcome back, everyone. Because I assume, just like you all drink tea with me, that you all also leave and then sit down back at your computers / phones. Maybe some of you are on mobile, I don't know. And you come back at the exact same moment that I do. It's doing Arknights account reviews when you're doing one of that's fun. I still think it's weird. That was like asked of me like a long time ago. Someone asked me like, oh, do you do account reviews? I was like, what is an account review? And they were like, oh, I give you my account information, you log in and you like check out my account. And it's just like that throws up so many red flags to me, because I would never want to give anyone my account information. If you do, more power to you, because there are ways, and clearly like I'm on stream, like I'm held accountable, but like it just doesn't sit well with me in like I do not want your information for any reason. No, I'm eating breakfast while you sip tea. Well, I'm not sipping tea anymore. In fact, I'm pretty sure when you popped in, Raizune, I was already done with the tea, which is the unfortunate part. I have my water though. Oh, so you can have tea with breakfast. I have an English breakfast tea as part of my my little tea kit. I don't really drink it that much because I don't drink black teas as much because of the amount of caffeine in them, and I usually drink tea, you know, like in the evening when I'm streaming. So like I'll drink herb tea, which is what I just had, or I'll drink like green tea because that's a lesser caffeine. But like black teas, I get like, unless I'm like need the energy, I usually don't do it. Just because of when I drink it. If it was like during like the afternoon or something like that, black tea is really good. But I'm never like in the mood for tea in the afternoon a lot. I think I was talking about it earlier. If I were on stream, so I couldn't find a good overview, so just skip around. I'm so happy that I can just like click on this video and it opens in Firefox. Oh, I love that. That's such a good boost. What did we were talking about earlier?
Football, then.
This is C. This is triple S. What were we talking about earlier? There's the base building thing coming eventually. Oh, the base building thing.
Not sometime.
What is this?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the chess field? Is that the base building thing? What is this?
I know it.
What is that?
Miner was useless. Kill first. Enemies will
Oh, what is this? You have survived.
With the.
What is
Do you
this?
mind
It's like
if
it's like a map. Hold on, wait. Where's my thing? Scenes, studio mode, sources. This one? This one. What is this? This map. Look at this map. Is this the thing you're talking about?
I talk a bit less because my throat starts to.
I like the where was it? I like this map. This map looks funny.
How many food we got?
What is this? It's got food?
Water, I wonder. Ooh, crab.
Oh, this is a goofy little thing. Don't know a ton about myself, man. That's gonna be an interesting thing with it. It looks so big. I kind of like this. This is like an adventure mode or something. Like, just look at how like large these maps are, and like you have to like scroll around them. That's really fun, actually. That's kind of cool looking.
Go on. Else I will get.
This is kind of neat.
This must be.
This is actually really cool. Ace is nearly at Sandicap. I didn't. I logged in at the start of the stream, and like that's the messed up part, right? With doing like these longer. Because you do the story, and the story is smart enough to let it like go long enough that you just get all your sandy back from doing the story. It's kind of crazy. Streamer at least trustworthy enough to not to speedrun the account delete button. Yeah, I would never speedrun the account delete button. That's. Oh, can you see my cursor? Wait a minute. Yeah, you can. I would never speedrun the account delete button. Just auto red canyon. You're right. I was thinking about honestly, I was thinking about just like doing this and going and doing out of here. Stop it. I wanted to like not do the total proxy and just normal auto deploy this when I left. But then I was like, no, because I think if I normal auto deploy, it's still gonna take like 15 minutes or something stupid like that. So I just be coming back and talking and waiting for my really shitty deployment. What even is my auto deploy for this actually? Doing annihilations? No. Just doing that one so I could lower the sandy cap. And also because I didn't do it today because again, like look, my weekly rerundum. Which, oh, by the way, I got my last, when I was, as I mentioned, whenever I did like the, oh, I needed my money and I needed to get my last little bit. One of the things I did was I finally like went and got a, which I did at first try too. I did, what is it, Penumbra Shipyards. I did this first try, I got the 400. It's great. You know why, how I was able to do this? A mixture of Lapland and Lumen. It was great. Because Lapland just silenced everything, and then I had a horn here. Horn would destroy these, and like I would have people here that would destroy these before any. So there was never any Nethersea brand. It was fantastic. I'm so happy that I have my full candy cap. It's a common Lapland W. That's what that is. Look good. Now I can grab these. I can grab that. Only one. Weak is young. Oh yeah, and let's do this. What do we get? We got a beagle. Cruise. As usual.
I might be inexperienced, but I'll do
sorry,
the
smack the
best I can.
Steward. Fuck. 1 for 2 isn't bad. That's 50%. That's a passing grade nowhere. I saw this earlier. I think support caster gives me nothing, right? Right? Looks like a great Chorosarum lane. I like the way you think. Wait, no, it's not though. I thought so too for like a second, but it's actually not that good of a Chorosarum lane because I think it's just a little bit off. Like it's almost a good Chorosarum lane. / Ifrit lane, because that's the one that I guess I have Chorosarum too, I guess, but I have Ifrit, which is the bigger one. Okay, clear tags. What is this? Guard caster. Because I don't think guards, I think caster support's a thing, but it might be. And what, fast redeploy? No, just go for guard support then. I go for support range too. But I don't like Pure Stream. I really just don't like Pure Stream. She has a really long onboarding dialogue, and it's just not worth it. So I'll take guard support. That gives me Doberman dupe or Swire dupe. Either one of those is good. This is nothing. Refresh. This is Nuker. That's good. Oh, Corsair has silence too? Oh! That's why the winky face is there. I didn't know Corsair has silence, actually. Wow. Guard support gets you Doberman. Yeah, that was the plan. Range support gets you Pure Stream. I hate Pure Stream. I do not want her. Swire is rare. Well, I mean, I know, but like but there's a chance. If I know anything about my luck, it's that I can get some really weird statistical oddities with it. Does this slow work with anything? I don't think it does. I think the slow with these tags doesn't give me anything. Defender slow. Defense, Vanguard ranged. No, it doesn't. Slow can give you some stuff sometimes, but not all the time. Yes, but you mostly get Orca. Yeah, which, not worth it. It's not like it gives me anything, like, it's because you just get Orchid. Like, I was hoping if there was a guarantee, like, ooh, something special, a je ne sais something. I didn't know Corsair. You attack plus 25 and attacks silence the targets for 3 seconds. But it's only for a timer, yeah. I can see why it kind of sucks. Because I mean Lapland just silences them. There's no like timer about it. I guess technically he can silence a lot of people. But like I guess there's a niche somewhere for it. It's like if you build around it, it can be decent. Which is always kind of fun, building around your little niche things, right? I guess blaze into the you'll get Scotty streak. You don't know that, Ryzuna. You do not know that. Peningo does AoE stuns better. Ooh, that's a good point too. She does it better. I think she does it cheaper, and I think it might be longer too. I think if hers is 25. I'm pulling that number completely. I completely am guessing on that number. Manual for 5 seconds. Never mind, it's not as good. But I mean, if you need to just like hit something to silence it, like this is for 5 seconds for 30, 29 technically. Versus what's the charge up for Corsair's? 50, but this is skill level 7, but still. Yeah, it's a little tricky. Pair her with Perfumer's ability and imagine what happens. Wait, Perfumer's ability. Healer. Oh, yeah. Perfumer. Giving SP? No, 3 into HP simultaneously. Wait, what? What's the imagine what happens here? Attack per second. What does Padinko do? Does Padinko have something else I'm not aware of? All supporter operators gain 7-2. Oh, Lavender ability. Oh, you were way off there. Who's Lavender? I don't think I have Lavender, Ryzuna. You're gonna have to give me some info on that one. Poison Haze. It's just a naming convention thing. That they're both like... Lavender is Perfumer's ability. Oh, I get it. Cute. Go here. Go here. Is that all? We did our dailies. We're done with our dailies. We're not at Sandy Cap. I think it's time to rock and roll. Let's head back in. War sprawling without cease. Does anyone slow that not within her range? Yeah, she's got the the global heal, which is really good because it's not just healing anyone slowly, but it's also healing like summoned units, like the what are they called? Like summons. Yeah. Because it was really important whenever I was doing IS3 where you get the Tidehunter Knight. That I don't think I did it in the one where I beat his ending. But in one of them, it was like, I got Perfumer because you can't heal him otherwise. But Perfumer's ability can heal him. Oh no, I don't think I got Perfumer that round, but I got Perfume that round, which just gives you Perfumer's ability. So it's really nice. Imagine that with Badingo's second skill that poisons and silences enemies. Denko's second skill that poisons and silences enemies, and then heals anyone that's not within a range. But it's not anyone, it's enemies. I'm trying to think. I'm missing your connection here, Ryzuna. Poisons and silences enemies, and she's healing everyone that's an ally. I'm sorry. If you're making some like 3D chess reference, or if you're trying to like end it with like an updog joke, I think I'm too dim-witted to suss out what your connection here is. Too slow. I don't know what I can say other than I don't know what to expect. What is this? Periodically releases gas in the surrounding 4 tiles, inflicting heavy damage to enemies. That's a new one. Only the 4? Huh. I haven't seen that one before. I don't think it said Patriots Originating Altar. It's different than the other Originating Altar because it talked about gas too. Yeah, this is weird. Ooh. Let's find out. What you got? Che. Back when I first became infected, my mind wasn't clear on anything. I knew Che wanted to use me to do so much, but I was always afraid.
What was it he wanted me to do? He had planned some kind of trick, wanted to destroy, in a blink of an eye, the network of infected I'd spent so much time setting up. Or had he planned to let me divide the infected, let them drift into two camps, the Urbanites and the settlers? Or, the even more frightening scenario, perhaps he'd planned for the infected to become a new army, and for Ursus to be plunged into war once more. I could only speculate. He hung over my head like a murky specter, impossible to chase off. But I could only move onward. One of the Yetis, apparently called Petrova, used grist milk yesterday to stir-fry oil seeds. A strange recipe for sure. The taste was pretty interesting. Oh, that! I remember that. The time's gone so fast. It's been 2 whole years. Are those stories the fighters passed around true then? You really fought with her? From the sound of it, you both blew the entire city of ruins into oblivion. It wasn't that dramatic. Rumors always get more outlandish as time goes on. All I did was melt her originium ice crystals. Sashinka! No running around, you'll slip. Look at them. You're just free to live. It's so nice. It's a duty of mine. I never imagined you'd volunteer to teach the children. I get along a lot better with the children than I do with Ursus. What was that about melting just now? Frost Nova's originium ice crystals. A sort of arts device her squad used, by my guess. That's something. I'm sure Frost Nova didn't like it. No. I took a single breath and she froze half my body. And when I finally snapped out of it, she was already charging me, going for the neck with an ice blade. I blocked it, took in the hissing sound, and the sword tasted frost for the first time in all of its years. It was probably a first for her, too, being someone who could chip her blade. You're pretty happy to talk about this. Are you proud of it, maybe? Not really. Yeah, maybe you are, right. That child, the one hiding behind the wood fence. What's her name? Lubov. That's enough spying on us, Lyuba. I'll read a story for you all next period. That's right. A story all about an old ghost in the Grey Forest. A scary story. Could you help bring me some wood shavings? Put them in a basket. Thank you. So then? Frostnova. Alina, you know it's Frostnova we're talking about. Her name spread among the casters of the northwestern tundra long before mine ever did. I thought you didn't like it when people spoke your name. If anyone ever uses it to threaten, then of course I won't be happy. But if hearing my name makes them want to challenge me, then that's not too shabby. Nothing like you. I don't think Frostnova ever gives challenges the time of day. Thinking about it that way, you really stoked your fire, didn't you? She's the top of the infected casters, the top squad commander, and the strongest of the infected's warriors to boot. Don't misunderstand. It's not like that's what I aim for. Plenty of people think you resemble each other in places, though. Some of the children say they want to be like Frostnova, and some of them say they want to be a hero, like you. Time out, time out. No, that's a word I'm not happy with. How about you, Alina? What do you think? No two people are alike, in my eyes. Figured you'd say something like that. Truth be told, I don't really know what Frostnova's life was like as a child. She's been brought up well. It was probably alright. But don't let any child experience the things that I did. You've been brought up well, too. I don't want to talk about it. Tallulah, none of us know the bitter things the world has in store for them, nor whether those things will be even more absurd than what we've already seen. Well, that's depressing. It's also the reason I wanted to be a teacher. My teacher wasn't anything like you, for sure. I get what you mean now. You're saying maybe Frostnova also had, well, who knows? No two infected live identical lives. Well, to wrap up, I never slacked on practicing technique again after my dispute with Frostnova. Not just arts, my swordsmanship too. Like hell she'll ever best me again in either. I know you and her fought. What about after that? It took until her anger abated before she told me she wasn't the one responsible. Then only leaves one person who could have been. You're right on the mark, yes. It wasn't too long after our scuffle finished that out from another end of the city came a person. Is remembering it that much effort? I should say, the first impression was too shocking. I'm scrambling to find the words for you. The broad, midday light spilled over his body, but couldn't melt away the black as tar. I was in the middle of telling Frostnova about my project. I gotten up to where I was in contact with infected in other cities. I wanted to assemble the funds to construct or seek out a small-scale nomadic city, and invited them to join the project. I saw his shadow, and I couldn't keep speaking. What stopped you? I'm not that confident in myself. Not that confident? I've never seen you short of confidence before. I mean, this was Patriot. You couldn't talk him over. I still haven't to this day. You already know all the rest. After Frostnova and I had our friendly discussion, our group successfully joined up with the guerrillas. Good for us. All else aside, after hearing that we could go with the guerrillas, plenty of our infected here were happy beyond belief. These last 2 years have been better to us than before. You made a good choice. You're finally in the right, Tallulah. I mean, the way I see it, the guerrillas definitely didn't care about me or the other infected fighters. They just couldn't ignore the rest of the infected traveling with us. Then that's even less reason to be down about it. You thought the same way, after all. But it's been 2 years. The situation hasn't made any headway at all. Think about it this way, Tallulah. From what moment did you start feeling Patriot didn't approve of you? Over a year ago. Not long after we joined up with the guerrillas. All the way up until now. Not happening. We don't even know how many more infected are out on the tundra under Ursa's wretched rule. It's too early yet to be talking with the guerrillas about the infected in the cities. We're not intended to abandon the tundra's infected. Why would I have brought them with me otherwise? Sooner or later will come the day we return. Our objective is to have Ursa's... No. The entire world's infected come together. We may be in different places, but our lack of resignation to our circumstances is one and the same, indistinguishable. A friend of mine in a certain city calls that kind of behavior reunion. He calls on the infected to come together, naming it the reunion movement, revolving around one identical belief, protesting against Ursa's cruel rule over the infected. And we should get the chance to protest the Ursa soldiers on the tundra about the exploitation in the mines. But I can't say and make them turn over a new leaf. Tallulah, forget the common people for a moment. Talk about the soldiers. The Ursa's army wouldn't let a single one of us go. If you want to go south to protest, we could just save ourselves the trouble and find a division to kill us. Ursus is not a single-minded entity. This is our chance. What the reunion movement aims to do is pass on the belief, but I see even more opportunities in it. We have our own signal to send. What signal? You are not alone. You know better than I do that staying on the tundra is a life of attrition, eating away at our strength. We need to go beyond it. I don't decide this stuff. You're still not willing to decide it. If the price of leaving is death, then my life never had much use outside of taking down an Ursus soldier or two. But what about the people around us? Tallulah, you haven't got brothers and sisters by your side. I'm not going to let mine throw away their lives. But I think the other part's right. Which part? Telling the infected they're not alone. We spent too much time on one thing here on the tundra. Seeking friends. But linking up with the city infected? Guess people from the big city really do like to dream a little bigger. I don't need you mocking me yet, Frostnova. I'm not mocking you. You're so strong. You've taken all of them a long, long way, just like us. But it's a dream, going south. Trust me. The guerrilla force grows, but we're infected. We don't have many years left, and your alliance would need plenty of years, at least. And that's precisely why... Dad? Ah. Mr. Patriot. Patriot sits down by the bonfire. Like Tallulah simulated over and over in her mind. Patriot simply sits down, wordless, and gazes into the fire. You're good. Keep going.
I like this. I like this. This is cute. It's really cute. I like that. That's fun.
It's precisely because we don't have many years left. The South has fields of bumper crops, suitable temperatures, 4 seasons to tell apart, and all sorts of fresh food. Resources, education, prospects, and a future. Future? Frostnova, there's every likelihood I know what you're thinking. What I'm thinking is written on my face. I don't know anything you'd call a future. We may not have much time left at all. There's only so many places I'd let us set foot. But the infected should have a future. For the future infected. For those who come after us. Frostnova, we'll find those infected a home. Somewhere Ursus and the infected patrol unit won't disturb. Somewhere the Ursus armies can't surround. And you know for sure, taking the infected with us would get in the way of the guerrillas' operation. But we won't abandon them. It'll be a seriously difficult path. At the very least, what hopes we bring about before we die can be left to others. And, if we overthrow Ursus's present system over the infected, everything will change. We're thin on ground. If you weren't infected, would you shake my hand? We'd start from a handshake in that case. What you're saying is probably... Dad, where are you going?
I've had enough.
Sir. Hey, don't mind it too much. He was probably just thinking it over. He's been thinking it over for ages, if so. It's been 2 years, and the only conversation we've ever had have been about team composition and following plans. He's never asked me once about anything to do with any project. Tallulah, no matter if he's still ridiculing you or opposing you, not that I think he's the type to really ridicule other people, you're still going to wait forever. Am I right or not? If we want to leave the tundra, we need the power of the gorillas. I'll keep at it. Because he's the hope of the tundra's infected. I thought you didn't say things like that. I mean, you don't say things like that, right? I just want to know what your thought process is like. I think it's because he's the symbol the tundra's infected unite behind. A symbol with no way of passing on to the next generation. Get up. How long are you planning to stay there? You gave me a chill, you goddamn white rabbit. I don't care how stick thin you are. Don't tell me this cold front's too much for you. You sure weren't saying that when you iced those Ursus weapons. Brothers and sisters, withdraw. Let them follow. Draw out the mine guards. Just hold on until the shield guards can support us. Don't lose hope. Pace. Pick it up. Faster. The guerrillas are in place to get the mine guards double-teamed. How do you figure? Wait. Those strange Originium ornaments. Did the guerrillas arrange those? Those were set up for my father. The Ursus... excuse me. Take a sip. The Ursus army isn't pursuing us anymore. Seems like they're really not a fan of what those entail. Wait. Are these some kind of Sarkaz thing? The Sarkaz ceremony. These two are the best we could make with what we had on hand. Patriot. Is Patriot here? You said it yourself. You were expecting our team to be surprise attacked. And if we wanted to annihilate their whole company, of course we'd come up short if we only relied on our squad. They're already beginning to rout. Have you ever seen my father in battle before, Tallulah? What's up, Torn Boy? Welcome, welcome. Enjoy the novelization. It's him. Why didn't you say he was here? Retreat, retreat. Just forget them. Retreat. Wait, hold on. He's come from the rear? Then what's all this in front of us? Hello? Hello? Say something. Say anything. Until those local troops let loose their violence upon him, the Sarkaz who towered over all others makes no move, nor does he make a sound. Yet Tallulah hears, laced through the north wind of the tundra, something not unlike cries, the shudders of the world itself, its wickedness cowering back, step after step, before the Wendigo. Patriot stands fast, and casts towards the tundra a long halberd. And in the gloom of a sky that knows only to devour all life, suddenly a chasm is cut. What's up, Mechanadia? Seems like the tundra goes hard. Oh, it goes super hard. It goes so hard that the origin materials I asked you to prepare in advance, do you have them on you? If not, fall back. My father's witchcraft doesn't separate enemy from ally. Anyone's life can be sucked away. If they didn't prepare properly, Patriot would be the only living thing left on the battlefield. I have the materials on me. I've also applied the paints to myself, just like you told me. Anything else to worry about? No. You're good. We were short on resources this time, so we just put up a simple installation. Thanks to our secret protective measures, the Origin altar will have next to no effect on us. But if it was a properly constructed altar, then no matter what tricks you try, you wouldn't escape the witchcraft's effects. Nobody'd live to tell the tale. Get ready. Tallulah, Count yourself lucky. Lucky my father's standing with us, Tundra infected, on our side. Thunder goes so hard that it has to create magic. Oh, wait. This isn't the 4 units around it. This is a lot more than 4 units around it. The tooltip lied. Oh, this is gonna be cool. There she goes to save the day. If I put someone here, they're probably gonna get attacked, so I think we just do... That's probably out of range. Cool. Yeah. I'll say this is the least, like, intensive part of the game now. At least at this point with what I have on me. With the exception of maybe, like, I'm a little bit afraid of, like, could they kill her? They might be able to kill her. How would I want to stop? How would I prevent that? I could do ranged units on here. She's probably fine. How is this guy? Oh, these guys are dying because of the crystal. Oh, that's right. Oh, wait. Yeah, all 4 of these guys are dead now. Yeah, she'll be fine. Just in case she's not, though. Who can solo this? Guess we'll find out if Gnosis can. Not my boy Lumen. Lumen cannot solo it. Lumen is gonna die. Oh, that guy's attacking her, though. Oh, come on. No. Come on. Come on. Oh, no. Get out of there! Shit. Wasn't fast enough. That's fine. She'll make it out. Kill. Yeah, I think we're good. How was my day? My day was good, Torn Boy. Thank you for asking. I got, I went to my mail today, and in my mail, I think it was today, it might have been yesterday. Either today or yesterday in my mail, I got a little message from my ISP that was like, hey, by the way, in case you forgot, you have HBO Max from us. Like, if you want to use it. And I was like, wait a minute. I do? And so, like, I set up my HBO Max account today, which is really nice because I lost my Netflix. I got hit with the Netflix update. I talked about this before, right? I got hit with the Netflix you can't, like, do family sharing anymore update unless you live in the same house. And so it's like, well, that sucks. But now I have HBO Max, and there's, like, so many things on there. It's great. So I watched Dune today. You can watch Beat Bobby. I saw a lot of stuff on there too, like, because obviously one of the things I did was I picked out my my profile picture as you are wont to do, right? And one of the profile pictures that I could have picked was not Bobby Flay. Who's the other one? The funny one that everyone memes? Guy Fieri. I didn't go with it. I went with, like, the white bear from We Bare Bears or whatever, which I've never actually seen myself, but, like, I thought that was cute. I think the little white bear is kind of cute, so I picked that one. Also, what's up, Ambu Super? Howdy. Welcome. I hope your day has been going well too. But no, yeah, because I now have HBO Max, which is really cool. I used it to watch. I watched Dune 2021, not the old one. I've watched the old one before. I actually really like the old one. People don't like the old one, but I assume those people read the books, which I never did. So watching the old one, I was like, this is kind of cool. And so watching the new one, I was like, this is also kind of cool. But my one complaint about the new one is, which is the same complaint. I think movies are getting better with their sound mixing, but now it's the light. It's really stupid because I watched it during the day, like when the sun was still out. I closed my blinds as much as I could, but it was like there were some scenes where it's like there's this slight spoilers. There's a scene at night where a sandworm pops up, and it's supposed to be like really cool and like oh look, it's the sandworm and everything. I couldn't fucking see shit, dude. It was all just black blurs on black blurs. It kind of sucked. But overall, good movie. I'm actually excited to watch part 2 whenever that comes out. Night Ace, have a spectacular night. Thanks for popping in, Olsum. I hope you as well have a spectacular night. Have a spectacular rest of the week if I don't see you otherwise, and all that good stuff. Yeah. Thanks, man. But yeah, my point being,
HBO Max. That was my day is good because now I have content again. It's so nice. I don't have to watch YouTube like video essays and videos when I'm eating like lunch and dinner now. I can actually like watch TV like God intended. I can't finish Seinfeld, but I have Curb Your Enthusiasm that I can watch now too. Like Curb Your Enthusiasm, I can go and rewatch like Band of Brothers and The Pacific or like any like there's just a lot of movies and stuff. Oh, I'm so happy. There's a lot of Adult Swim stuff on there too, which is cool. It's awesome. I'm super happy. Talking about the Trimmer movie, Sandworm. No, Dune. Heart Killer. What's up, by the way? You're talking about no, I like Tremors though. Tremors is people call that a perfect movie. It's a very movie. Tremors 1 is a really good movie. But no, Sandworm. Do you know what Dune is, right? It's the big sci-fi epic that has like the big sandworms that go like. It's like the iconic movie Sandworm. I guess outside of Tremors is also an iconic movie Sandworm. Don't know Dune. That's crazy. Dune is a super influential sci-fi novel from like the 60s. I don't know when it came out. I never read it. I just know it's an influential sci-fi novel that was adapted into a movie by David Lynch in like the 80s. Don't know when it came out. Which a lot of people that liked the movie, that liked the book, didn't like the movie, and also just general audiences didn't like the movie. They're all wrong. I think the movie is fun. But and then there was like, oh, Dune is really hard to adapt. Everyone just like said that, and then like Denis Villeneuve, whatever his name is, who directed previously a lot of other movies, one of them being Arrival, which is one of the best science fiction movies ever of all time. If there's anything you get out of this conversation, go watch Arrival. That's not at all related to anything else outside of it was directed by Denis V. But like Arrival is legitimately one of my favorite movies because it's aliens come down and then it's about scientists uncovering how to like speak their language and communicate, which is beautiful. And then other stuff happens, but that premise is just so good. But yeah, Dune. He made a new one and it's pretty good, but it's a two-parter because Dune is so long, so it's split in half, and so it ends on a to be continued-esque cliffhanger. It's really cool. Assault on Arkham with a room yesterday. Is that Batman related or is that completely unrelated? I don't know what this is. That sounds cool though. Is that on HBO? Is like a Batman movie on HBO? I'd watch that. I watched The Killing Joke when that was like on Netflix one day because I was bored and I was like, that's pretty fun. This is pretty alright. Midterm essay that was due in an hour. Let's go. Waiting until the last minute, presumably. We stan our procrastinators. Went a lot faster than expected, so my procrastination went unpunished today. That's what we do. We procrastinate in this chat, in this hangar. A lot of DC. Yeah, I did see that. There's like they have like their own like sections for each of their like categories, and one of them was just pure DC. It's a Suicide Squad movie, but Batman is in it. Oh, cool. Interesting. Do tomorrow. McCanadia, you're new to the service crew, but you get it. You get it. What's the one line? Why do today what can be put off until tomorrow? And then someone says, what is today but yesterday is tomorrow? And then the conversation ends. I think that's from Futurama. Speaking of procrastination, I'm giving a sermon this Sunday and I haven't started it yet. Do Sunday? Do Sunday. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Confucius. Confucius. What is today but yesterday is tomorrow? Hashtag, not hashtag. What do you call it? Attributed from Confucius. It's from SpongeBob. It is from SpongeBob. You're right. Because it's like, what is today but yesterday? Is that from the, no, what is that from the episode where SpongeBob is procrastinating on, or like can't like do his essay and he just starts or no, it's probably from something else, right? Damn, I hope you have like some idea of what you're gonna do for your sermon, though, Torn Boy. As much as I'm standing procrastination, at the same time, I do want to be a responsible adult and a streamer figure and just say, at least know going in that you have an idea for what you're doing. I procrastinate all the time, but I can't publicly stan procrastination as much as I should. After the fact, I'll stan it, but like before the fact, I do worry. I hope it goes well though. Something Mr. Krabs says to Squidward. Oh. And I think Squidward's the one that says, "Why do today what you can put off until tomorrow?" And then Krabs says, "What is today?" But no, wait, isn't it? Something like that. The well, it was only the T that was really fancy, was it? Or was it the entire thing was fancy? I like that though. Did that show up in? It did. It did show up in the stream too. Nice. What is today? But yesterday is tomorrow. There we go. That's better. I don't know if it was or not, but that's just in my head. I thought it was only the first T. It's even funnier too because it's so juxtaposed. It's so jarring. I have to leave early now. I need to do some stuff here. Off I go. Take the skies, Ace. Raizuna, you can fly? Oh my god! I didn't know this. Well, it was good seeing you, Raizuna. I hope your day continues to be good. Thanks for popping in as usual. Good luck in the skies. I'll meet you up there whenever I get my plane fixed. Looking at you, service crew. All right. Thank you for your assistance, Mr.
Tallulah. You want to leave the tundra. You will be crushed under the army of Ursus.
Dad, why right now? Didn't we already...
The shield guards have already gone to collect resources. Take the squad. Order them all to move.
All right.
You and your project will get everyone killed.
Tallulah realizes this is the first time the giant before her has personally issued his opinion. Even if that opinion is no shock, it still shakes her to the bone. And the northwestern tundra can't keep us alive forever. The larger our group grows, the more food and energy supplies we need. And the villages that revile us far outnumber the ones that support us. One season of moss oats, okay, I got it. One season of moss oats each year. Even if we all pitch in for the tilling, how much would we harvest in the end? Will our fields be destroyed by the patrol unit? The guerrillas can easily dispose of them, but the other infected can't.
You're hastening their deaths.
Our only choice is to leave the tundra. Not for Sami, and not for the barons. We'll head east. Head south. Head for warmer places.
How will you survive? How will you allow us all, so numerous, to survive? The guerrillas save people. The guerrillas sacrifice none but ourselves. Only warriors sacrifice themselves.
But there are infected in every city and their surroundings. So many more than there are on the tundra. You permanently protect the north, detesting all that the infected of the north endure, so you've had little chance to understand the kind of life the infected of the south have.
Do they live well?
They live miserably.
You want to absorb them.
I intend to unite with them.
When the Empire turns its gaze to the infected, you will bear the brunt.
I don't want them to unite by my side. No. I want them to unite under one encompassing philosophy.
Philosophy. The infected are taking as sawdust on the tundra, as slag in the mines, as warnings in the villages, as unknown fuel in the cities. The tundra infected are certainly not ignorant nor foolish. We do not cradle fantasy. All philosophies are fantasy before they are put into practice. On the tundra, there are still mines, patrol forces, foolish and lackadaisical guards. We have places to obtain our resources.
The resources throughout this icy tundra will sooner or later be exhausted, because we have no method of extracting our own. We have no enduringly mobile nomadic city, no specially qualified catastrophe messengers.
Go to the city, and we have nothing at all.
We'll earn new friends.
Who are your friends? I recognize your project has merit to it. But at the same time, it is also nothing special. How many strategists have died frustrated on the tundra? You speak of it, and I see no reason it could be done, nor on what it would be realized. Why could the last emperor make the land tremble? Because he held fast to it, never talking of any wild, far-flung vision. He only walked in steps, which you cannot do.
Sir, you say I may be crushed by the armor of Ursus, and I concede that. They will sooner or later turn their attention to us here. There will always come a day when they will catch us. None of us can escape it. Let them come? Is that how you approach it, sir? That the tundra would prepare you better for a battle?
You are seeking a new battlefield.
I'm looking for a chance to win. As far as so many more infected are concerned, that's hope. But to fighters like you and me, that's a crossroads. The only crossroads where we can break from our intrinsic strategy. To wander the tundra, in the end, is still nothing more than a slow death, much like the little life we have left as infected. I need to repeat this point over and over, because we're all fully aware of it.
Perhaps my daughter is convinced by you. But I will not be convinced by someone who has never lost hope in the truest sense, who has only ever spouted an empty miscellany of armchair strategies.
Tallulah, where are you going? I'm fine. Just going to check if there are any new survivors in the mines. The guerrillas have already set out, and the village is starting to move too. The army isn't following our tracks either. Dad, what's up with you?
Just a normal cough.
He's getting the sickness that makes it really hard for him to talk. A rustling sound. Is somebody there? I know you're all here. You're not with the army. You haven't even broken a twig with your steps. I mean you no harm. If you're not infected, I'll leave you be. Unless you need assistance. Don't come any closer. Don't move. If you do, I'll shoot. Ah. It's them! Oh my god! Look at them! She's infected! Sasha, my arts can drive infected away.
You can't use your arts.
Sasha, get out of here already. We're just getting things from the mines. We don't want to kill anyone. I'll shoot. You'll die. Sasha, when you say that...
I really like Mephisto. I like that he's just a psychopath. I don't know. So it's really, I like, those two are really fun characters. I don't know. I like just evil manipulative puppet boy. He's a really, I like people that are just evil for being evil. It's fun. It's very Disney villain-esque.
How long have you gone without eating? Why do you care?
We're in the vicinity of a militarized mine. You wouldn't dare light a fire. The way you shake makes me think of wheat being sifted. Don't be scared. Tula grasps a branch with one hand. Softly, gently, she hands this branch to the two children, and within it, small sparks dance out. You. It's warmer now, isn't it? That's right. I really am infected.
So that's how it happened. That's how you found Sasha and Ino. They were never willing to talk about the past.
If we never found them, they would have certainly passed away. Perhaps, ever since Patriot refuted me, it was the one bit of good I'd done.
So what's happened today, then?
I was careless with my arts during training. Frostnova's cloak was hung up nearby, and they spread to it. Now she's out for my life.
And you promised you'd help sew it back up?
To tell the truth, Alina.
Oh, whatever. Give it to me. Knowing you, I'm scared you'd sew it to yourself.
Don't you want to join our group? If we have your gift with words, there's a better chance I'll talk Patriot over.
I've told you before, Tallulah. My arts would be useless with the gorillas. I can't stand the blood, but I don't want the initiate to harm people myself. You'll be facing much more than just the infected patrol unit soon enough.
I suppose if I had dragged you along, I'd have been bothering you too much.
Ah, you put it that way on purpose, didn't you?
No, I...
Don't remember wrong now. It was I who wanted to go with you. And up to now, it's been for one reason. It's because... Tallulah, I feel like there's every chance you'd forget.
Forget what?
Forget just what it is you want to do.
I've been striving all this time for the future of the infected.
That's not what you said, back at the very start. Tallulah, we all know people can change. If, bit by bit, we shake ourselves clean of all the things we've persevered with, or if we replace them with something new, then there's a certain point where we realize we just haven't preserved in anything, right?
In a constant battle, and with things changing all the time, it's only natural I'd alter my policy. If rigor sets into our thinking, it could very well make us weaker.
And where'd that stubborn part of you go? Do you want to prove that the infected are just like normal people? Or do you want to prove that normal people are just like the infected?
What's the difference?
If there's only infected, then who's even a normal person? Would we want all people to catch oropathy? Or to cut ourselves off completely from the normal people? But if there were only normal people, no infected, then the people who caught oropathy would be normal people underneath. Normal like the people who haven't. Elders are just normal people. Ancients are just normal people. Villagers who all know each other are normal people, and who's ever living in the cities should be normal people all the same. Tallulah, do you want to return to your family? You're all my family. No. No, we aren't. If we cleared all this oropathy off our skin, would we be able to go back home? You and I have a mind on this. We couldn't. The tundra and our lives have completely changed us. The infected already have no way of returning to their former lives. Tallulah, do you feel proud of yourself for being infected now? Why would you ask? Because you can cast arts without a staff. Because our lives are so fleetingly short. Because even though we've gone through so much hardship, we can still persevere and live on. What reason would you choose? I don't need to choose any, Alina. I'm proud just to be an infected, because this world still hasn't killed me yet. And for that matter, we don't need anything to cause us to pursue fairness. We should have been pursuing fairness in the first place, that's why. And if the world won't give it, we'll just have to take it from it. Then you really are brave. You're not laughing at me, are you? Of course not. How could I? Well, I feel they're all brave, too. All the people struggling against the fate that's been forced on us. And then I'm sure you feel... Feel what? That our fates are just rotten. Well, obviously. I don't feel that way, Tallulah. That's another of your ironic remarks, Alina. No, what I mean is, the fact I can sit here, talking with you, knowing we have our guards outside the village protecting us, fate has already been very kind to me. Don't say that. Fate's a jealous one. Talking about those things is just tempting it to take them away. But I don't believe in fate, Tallulah. Because you can change it. Because I can't see it. Tallulah, what you can see, what you can touch, those are things you can rely on. I can see the cloak I'm holding in my left hand. I can see the candlelight. And I can see the needle I'm holding in my right. I can see the infected children's smiles. I can see the white smoke of vegetables roasting fragrantly, wafting through the air. I can see the snow melting, and I can see the two moons dancing spry in the clear night sky. And then there's people who can't see even these. Tallulah, if there came a day when we all left you, would you still be able to fight on? What do you mean? It could always happen. If that time came, would you still feel it was worth it to stand against fate? Would you possibly think that this is just too much? I just can't do anything anymore? If Patriots taught me anything, then one lesson comes to mind, from long ago at that. I wouldn't bow my head. It sneers at me, and I'll be certain to burn it to ash. You're a blockhead, Tallulah. That, or you're getting old. Hey. Only old people get to say that stuff without coming off as naive. Because if someone's gotten to the point, because if someone's gotten old as old gets and still keeps that outlook all the way, it just means they've gone through far, far too much. To the point the world's left its bitter vestiges on their body, allows them no rest in passing the remainder of their life. And they're living in the desert of the past. If it were me, I wouldn't even have the courage to take the first step. If I were that old and had that much arrogance, I'd be taking the events of the past and stabbing myself with them. Every single step I took. I can't even imagine it. Stuck in the sands of memory of all the past. How does a person even know if they're still moving forwards? And What kind of resilient spirit does it take to let them make a new first step, unlike any they've made before? I feel like you've been hinting at someone this entire time. I said I know a lot of what he's done, but I still truthfully don't know Mr. Patriot at all. I've never spoken a single word to him. If you say that's him, well, why not? Let it be him. If Mr. Patriot, your fastest substitute. Him. Unlike all the old, aged warriors, young people can much more easily forget things, give up on things, forgive themselves. So you feel like I'm only fighting for all the things I can see. Or maybe you're telling me that might not be right. Compared to the things you told me back when we left the village, it's just too shallow. In just these few short years, you've already become an outstanding leader, but it's not entirely a good thing for you. You can't let yourself stop here, can you? If righteousness can only be upheld by greater and greater violence, can it even be called righteous still? Those words have roiled around my head for years and years now. For so many years, I've been constantly thinking it over. I probably haven't gotten it straight yet, but I've been thinking it over and over. Alright then. Let's throw fate and making stands and all those other words we were talking about out the window. What is it you want to teach us today, Professor Lena? Hey, you that flipping with Frost Nova too? Don't joke about that. Frost Nova would freeze both our mouths shut. Taking you for example, Tallulah. You wouldn't fight just to defeat what enemies you see, right? The patrol unit, the mine overseers, the drafted soldiers following our trail, the Ursus Minister of Medicine. If you defeated all these, would we be victorious? Since all these are awful things, and so we need to defeat them? Professor Elena wants me to do battle with things I can't see. How would I defeat them, then? With things you can promise. Warmth, food, bedding. These are all things you'll be able to touch on some day or other. Think things unlike those. This battle of ours probably won't bear results. It's likely we have no way to win. I'm already not that fond of making promises. Things too far away are near as good as me playing tricks. If we can never win, then should we still fight? Haven't I asked you before? When that time comes, would you still feel this fate is worth you making a stand against it? Once this is all over, you won't even be able to so much as see your enemies. You'll share those enemies with all those people who can't see a future. And then, that's when the true battle's really begun. You mentioned that spirit, those enemies, and those things that carve into ours and the Ursus people's bones. The Emperor. The Emperor is just one form of it. As long as people won't lay down their blades, this conflict will never end. I don't quite agree. People taking up their blades to fend off what causes them strife is the just thing to do. You're not wrong. Honestly, this conflict is the sort that'll never end, in my eyes. Thanks to Mr. Patriot's blessing, I've read no small amount of Lithanian and Victoria's books. I very much liked what this one person said. Our war is a war against the ego. It's true, Tallulah, as you'll never lay down the swords in your grips. So you'll never lay down the needle in your grasp. And that wraps up our lesson today. There's almost nothing left I can really teach you. The children should be studying right now. There's some knowledge they should have by tomorrow. Tallulah, Cache wanted you to be a sage, but people all make mistakes. When you fall over, you climb back up. But if he won't let you fall over, then all you can do is be a little careful about things. Same as when you're confronting Patriot. In all honesty, I don't see him and you as two different kinds of people. You both already believe too strongly in your own ways. I can't let any of those... Oh, they kind of fucked up. I can't let any of those lively little creatures go around saying things like you're right and he's wrong. Oh, did I skip a line? No, it was just really weird the way it transitioned in. No, Alina. I can't go and do something I don't even believe in myself. That's true. It's another one of those tricks with which Cache bound you, exploited you. You're just saying there's no way I can wipe him out, right? It's a sort of idea, after all. We probably don't have much chance of wiping out an idea. But I'm still just that bit confident. Confident in what? If we're still by your side when that time comes, we'll definitely be able to pull you back. Doesn't matter what kind of arts Cache had. We'll definitely have a way of breaking them down. There's always something we can do. In this battle, we'll start from words and language. Start from the next moment. Start from a facial expression. We'll start from now. They'll know what mushrooms are safe to eat, how to raise livestock, how to get better a little sooner if you catch a cold. We'll try not to lose. And I believe in you. You'll have the chance to talk Patriot over. I'll just force myself to take that as encouragement. I'm done sewing. You can give it to her. I can tell she really cherishes this cloak. It looks like one the army made. And it's 3 layers inside. 3 layers outside. It makes it seem really big. It probably is an army cloak. That, or it's... Ah. Out of all the reasons Mr. Patriot keeps fighting, we just might have found one of them. Thank you, Alina. Wait. What is it? I'm about to prepare tomorrow's lesson. It's a drawing lesson, so they're all looking forward to it. I'll bring back 2 brushes for you next time. I mean, what I want to ask is, do you really not want to get to know Frost Nova and the others? The fighters all know we have a good few infected teachers. It's just that you've been keeping yourself tucked away, all. Not right now, Tallulah. Once that infected common ideal of yours becomes reality, we'll naturally come to know each other then. And besides, we're all fighters, just on different battlefields. We'll know all about each other sooner or later, won't we? You're right, Alina. Infected fighter, Alina.
Huh. Why don't we
That's
torch
long.
all the trash into Kindred? It'll be nice and warm.
Yeah, what's up, Tomboy? What is this game about? It's, yeah, I think Wisteria was able to give you a little bit of it, but basically, you play as a paramilitary pharmaceutical organization fighting against, looking for a cure for oropathy and fighting against some oppressive governments. Yeah, that's the Originium is a fuel and thing they use for magic that gives you oropathy, basically cancer. Those infected are discriminated against. Yeah, basically, like, so you have characters that have oropathy, which I think her horns are her oropathy, but basically you get like rock cancer, like rocks grow on your skin, and like they can clearly see that you have like rocks grow on your skin, so you are infected and you're mistreated. And the idea of these last couple of chapters is that there is a group led by this character that you've been like seeing, that has been like the voice that was just in that last cutscene. She created a guerrilla group called Reunion, but you play as the Doctor. You play as not this guy. Is he in the background of any of these? You play as like a pharmaceutical company that's like trying to find a cure for the infected and like trying to like, you know, be good. And this is very much like just be bad in the same thing. So it's like you're both infected, but you're doing like different things. And this is like the evil version of it. But you're seeing like the way it started out, it seemed like it was trying to be like for a good cause. But presumably in the backstory, we'll see where the turn happens of where them fighting for a good cause turn to evil. And this is like the climax of like these stories, in that we're learning about like the two characters you saw outside of this guy and this girl died in these two chapters. And so this is the backstory about how big leader Tallulah met Patriot and met Frost Nova, and she's explaining this all to Shin, this character here, who we got to know as players like in current time in like these earlier chapters. It's all a lot going on, but yeah, that's like what the story, that's what the lore of it is. The gameplay, as you've seen though, is just tower defense with cute girls like Utage. It's great. I love it. I don't trust... Oh, wait. I was going to say, I don't trust the next stage to be short, which, given that the next stage is also just a story one anyway, we're gonna hold off because it's getting a little bit late. I think we kind of wrap up. Amatoyamaru. There's a lot of cute operators. In fact, there's at least... I don't know how many operators I have, but like basically every operator is cute. Some more than others. Because who doesn't love this fucking cat? Kage, Lap, Swire, Firewatch, Toymaru, Steward, Highmore, F-Eater, everyone. I'm just going around through other ones. Even these ones. Look at these ones. Look at these 4 cuties. Fantastic. That's peak performance right there. Alright. Well. Did I spend all my credits? No, I got a little bit more. Let's buy that. And that. And that. Oh yeah, I think I was gonna buy these, but then I took a little detour to explain like my little story with the gold certs. That's right. I'll buy that too, sure. It's kind of cute in the same way that cars can be called. Yeah, I like Justice Knight actually. I didn't notice it the very first time I was looking at it, but Justice Knight has like it like can make facial expressions with this stuff. I didn't notice that until like I was reading Nier Light Story and I saw it doing it. I was like, oh my god, that's actually really adorable. I think that's super cute that like Justice Knight can like have like facial expressions. It's really nice. But I think we'll wrap up for the day. I think I'm just gonna call it, end it. Nothing too crazy. Let's see. Is there anything? Any last little bits we want to go over? The story's good. I like the story. Unfortunately, the story's gonna be put on hold for a little because next week we're doing the new event, of course. Which I think I'm probably just gonna do it all next week. I think that I can be 8 levels in a single session. That should be. I think that's fine. I have. Look at these operators I have. I think I could do it in a single session because we're skipping the score. We're skipping the story because the story is related to chapter 9, which we haven't read yet. Looking at your profile card from my account doesn't show the whole pin set. Maybe take it down and back up. Real? That's kind of fucked up. Maybe because I had it set up before I had all the pins, and maybe it just never, updated with all the pins when it got finished. Hopefully that fixes it. Thanks for the heads up. That's kind of messed up, but that may or may not have been a thing. But yeah. What was my train of thought? I don't know. What I do know is this, is that tomorrow I'm doing a Zatsudan, as the kids say, or as I like to call, just free chatting. If you want to come and hear me talk about HBO Max more, or what am I? I keep topics of things I want to talk about. What do I have? Oh, Shadowverse, card games, HBO Max, virtual book club. Oh, that's gonna be a fun one. Or equivalent. I'm not gonna explain that one. You gotta tune in tomorrow to find out what I mean by that one. A lot of that I did mention today, in all fairness, like, because it's all things that are on my mind, but we're gonna go deeper in depth? I don't know. I'm doing that tomorrow, and then on Thursday we're playing more Tunic. Fantastic Fox game. I still cannot stress enough. If you have not played Tunic, please play Tunic. It is fantastic. The summer sale is still going on. Oh, I need to like finish and buy the last little bit of games that I want from the sale, I think. Since the sale's going on, you should buy Tunic, everyone. But that's it. Those are the only other things I have the rest of this week. I will have something on Sunday. It will probably be Tunic, unless I beat it on Thursday, which I probably won't, so it'll probably be Tunic. But yeah, nothing Friday, nothing Saturday. That's all I got, I think. Is there anything else? Nukiashi, is there anything else? Is there anything I'm forgetting? I hope your drink is good. I see you drinking that all the time. I will drink as well, because I don't think I've drank since the... Because that's a sip emote, right? Yeah, it is a sip emote. Okay. I want to make sure that my snide comment, is that snide? I don't know if that's snide. I want to make sure that my comment was appropriate and that wasn't like, I haven't been misreading that emote this entire time. Yeah. With that, let's end it. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to catch you next time. Peace out, everyone.